Shenanigans, weirdness, games, and stuff you might regret coming up on this week's edition of Bad Advice with Brian. Hang tight. Baby, can't you see that I'm falling? I gotta use where I want it. It's dangerous and I'm falling. Screwed that lyric up. There's no escape. I can't wait. I need it. Baby, give me it. You're dangerous and I'm loving it. Too high, can't come down. Losing my head, spinning round and round. You feel me now? With a taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm sipping under with a taste of poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that I'm toxic? It's getting late to give you up. I took a sip from the devil's cup. Slowly it's taking over me. Too high, can't come down. It's in the air and it's all around. With a taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under the taste of poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? Don't you know that you're toxic? Love your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under with a taste of poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? On a ride, you're toxic, I'm slipping under with a taste of poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? You toxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. Got through it as best I could. All kinds of weirdness and shenanigans afoot. Welcome. Sorry, I turned away from the microphone. Welcome to Bad Advice with Brian. Speaking of the microphone, let me just make one adjustment here tonight. Sorry about the vibration. Looks like I'm having an earthquake here in Southern California. I am not. Hey, speaking of Southern California, guys, I am coming to you from the lovely city of the angels. The city is so nice. They named it once in Spanish, Los Angeles, California. I'm bundled up because for us here in LA, this is chilly. I know. It's. Hang on, let me look it up. I'll look it up. Give me a sec. Los Angeles weather. Currently 59. Right? Am I a jerk? I'm a bit of a jerk, right? Yeah, I'm a bit of a jerk. We all are, and we get this all the time. Bad advice on weather. You got it. Fairest one. Welcome to the show, and welcome to the Gen Pop. You lovely people that are not regular viewers of the show. You're like, hey, Brian, I follow you on Twitch. I'm your Facebook follower. I like brewing when you're out in the Renfrew world. How come I don't? I know you do that show on Wednesday, the longest running streaming show on the internet. I'm changing that. That's what I'm going to say now. Is it true? No. I'm going to say it anyway. So you'll have to prove me wrong, and I'll get more publicity from it. What's going on in this monitor? Hang on, I got to check that out. What's going on right there? Oh, I see. All right, check your encoder. All right, we're doing fine. Relax. A little warning from Restream. Dan, you're regular sometimes. You keep your Imodium handy. Not your Imodium. What's the stuff you use to keep? I don't know what it is. Anyway, this show is not for the Gen Pop. The people that are not. This is a Patreon-only show normally, but once a month, not every month, once a month, first show of the month on Monday night, we bring you guys in. This show is a little more edgy, okay? If you're used to see me with a guitar and I crack open beers and I crack wise and do songs and have comedy shenanigans with my Bad Advice show, this is like that show, except a little more so. My mic's a little too hot. I'm still making little minor adjustments here. There we go. If I was distorting up to now, I do apologize. Edgy does equal more fun. It might be R-rated. We're going to drop F-bombs. We're going to drop S-bombs. We're going to talk about sex, baby. Going to talk about you and me. Going to talk. I'm embarrassed for what I just did. That little clip's going to haunt me for the rest of the internet. Few months now. You guys didn't know this? Oh, I went to a soothsayer. The internet will be dead in March. We're just going to be bored with it. We're all going to wake up one day in March and go, you know what? No. And we're going to go back to life when it was happy. So this is Bad Advice with Brian. The way the show format here works is you ask me whatever question you want, and I will give you some extremely bad advice. And from there, the comedy and hilarity ensues. But before we can do that, I have to read a disclaimer because, my God, I have a lawyer. And my fake lawyer that I'm making up just for this statement says, Brian, if you're going to do a show where you give bad advice, dag nabbit, you better make sure that you say some sort of disclaimer. I know that Judas Priest got away with some of their shit. Am I in a cave, Dan? That hurt. In a cave? Okay. Not sure what it hurt about you. We're like the same age, Dan. Was it an age thing? I think you're older than me. So take that. I'm May and you're like March or something. Or maybe December of the year before. Doesn't matter. I've known Dan for a while, in case you figured that out. That crazy lawyer that I just made up for this story said, Brian, you need to have, hey, Mark, how you doing? You need to have some sort of legal protection if you're going to do a show where you give people very bad advice that usually involves weird, cartoonish levels of violence, misbehavior. I'm giving bad advice. Falsus nom non nuna falsus nomnibus. That's a long-ass name. That's Latin for false statement. I don't know what it is. So I got to read this disclaimer, and this goes back to the Patreons, guys. This is available only on Patreon. They get to write the disclaimers for me. They write down paragraphs. A few of them do, usually the same two dudes. Tonight we have a little record. It's one of the same two dudes and another dude. So it's a sausage festival. Sausage festival? Sausage party. I'm still taller. Okay. Taller on my back. All right, Dan. Did we measure? I don't recall measuring, but I'll take your word for it. I've heard rumors. All right, anyway, we're already off to a wonderful start. Two people wrote statements, and the Patreons voted with little hearts. One of you just dropped one in 42 minutes ago, so unfortunately, you're not going to win. I think you know who you are. Bobby Moncrief will be tonight's disclaimer, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I will read tonight's disclaimer. This is the first time I've seen this. Let's hope I don't screw this up. Welcome to Bad Advice with Brian. I'm a Baltimore fan. Just I hope no one mortgaged the house to bet on them. That would have been really bad advice, like getting divorced without legal counsel. Just don't do it. Drink, have fun, and enjoy the laughters. Parenthetically, writers of this disclaimer are fine, just dealing with X issues. Close parenthetical. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Robert Moncrief. Give it up. I am a very happy. How dare you? How dare you besmirch my beloved Ravens? Especially with Dan in the house. I don't think Dan cares, but he's from Maryland, too. Well, not from there. I know where you're from, Dan, but still. He's talking about, the Ravens losing the last game of the regular season while they're playing their third string to their arch rivals on a cold, miserable day in Baltimore. Nobody cared. All right, we're not going to go down a little NFL rabbit hole right now, but I will say this. Caw. All right, Dan, I'm with you, buddy. Caw indeed. Nobody in Baltimore gave a shit. Well, that's not true. It is weird. Okay, here's the deal. It is weird. When you like a team, and by the way, this is how the show works. We go off on tangents. Big Ravens fan. I'm from Maryland. Of course, I was also followed the team formerly known as the name we shouldn't say. So I followed the Commanders and all that back in the day. I was raised on that first team, and of course transitioned over to liking the Ravens a little more because they were a little better. And long story short, if that's true, possible at this point, moved out here to Los Angeles, still try to follow. Yeah, Bengals. I know where you're from. Out in Los Angeles, of course, I follow the Rams and the Chargers. Now, the Ravens' last game of the season. A few people that are not football fans, let me explain what went down. The Ravens won the AFC, which means they're the first seed in the tangent. That's right, Kelly Rose, drink. The first seed in the playoffs, which means they get a week off. They're not playing this weekend. And whatever happened at the last game of the season was irrelevant to that. They were not going to lose that status. So you have to ask yourself, as a professional sports team, do you put your MVP possible candidates quarterback out there? Do you put Odell Beckham Jr. out there? Do you put one guy who's coming off injured reserve and he probably is going to play in the playoffs, where he probably could have maybe played last week? You don't. You put in your second string quarterback. You bring in your second or third string wide receiver. You let them play. You calm everybody down. You win the game. Great. It means nothing. You maybe make it so the Pittsburgh Steelers don't make it to the playoffs. And to be honest with you, and I have a very good buddy who's a Steelers fan, and we have a fun little back and forth. I want the Steelers in the playoffs because I want them to face us at full power. Full power. Sorry, Mr. Jackson, I'm now a brownie. Well, the Browns became the Ravens. We all know how that went down. Anyway, so we're not going to digress anymore. We're getting right into the first segment of the show that I like to call, I don't like to call it this, but this is what I asked my wife to name this segment, and this is what she came up with, and I'm not really happy with it. Guzzleful Shuzzle? Yeah. If I'm going to give bad advice for the next couple hours, and by the way, there are games in the show tonight. There's at least 2 games, maybe 3. There's prizes involved in all the games. You might win a prize. Tonight, though, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take some bad advice for you. And the best way to do that, I know, is with liquor. Liquor, you broader, you liquor. I am a beer guy, as a lot of you people know. I enjoy myself I love this shot. Don't you love this shot? If you're a regular watching my streams wondering what the hell this shot is, it's not a typical shot that I put in my show. It's my laptop. I'm using it because the other camera that's normally my close-up is for some reason not working. Let me check really quick. Yep, all that darkness you just saw, that's what that camera is currently putting out. The glare's kind of cool. Check it out. I'm in a modern Star Trek movie. Check it out, guys. I'm in anything directed by that guy who directed that thing. I forget his name. Tonight's booze is going to be Tequila Hornitos. I'm not encouraging you to buy that brand, but it's affordable. It's probably at your grocery store. We have 4 potential mixers. We're going to get off that shot. That's annoying. 4 potential mixers for our tequila tonight. Zack Snyder, that's who it is. No, not Zack Snyder. Is that who it was? No, Ferris. Well, not Zack. The other guy, the guy with the curly. He looks like the guy from. He looks like Sheldon from, not Sheldon, the main character from. Oh man, my pop culture brain is dead right now. If I were on stage and a live audience, I'd have all these references. Golden Shower. Dan, I told you that in private. What's his name? He directed the first of those recent kind of post-quel Star Wars movies. And then he also directed he was like in charge of all the famous sci-fi for a while. Okay, we're moving on. So I have 4 mixers in front of me. None of them are good. They're all bad this week. I don't know anything about liquor. You brought her. You know about her liquor. So we're going to go from what seems the most normal to the weird. Abrams. Thank you, Kelly. J.J. Abrams. He's Mr. Lens Flare, I think. The first thing tonight is just Angostura bitters. I know this is a regular mixer. Every now and then I throw you guys a curveball where I just bring out something that you normally would mix with liquor. Now, I don't know if bitters goes with tequila. I don't even know what bitters is. The only reason it's in my house right now is because I used to host a show called Cocktails and Crafts with Brian. Have you noticed that I'm obsessed with putting my name after an activity? Beer and Songs with Brian, Bad Advice with Brian, and this or this, and anyway. Ooh, I just poured the tequila. So Angostura bitters, the product which is, in case you don't know, they're famous for having this label which does not fit. See if I can get rid of some of that glare. Does that help? Not really. I kind of like it, except for the blue one. The blue one's my key light, but whatever. Angostura bitters. There it is. We won't hang out on that shot. Whoops. There we go. Number one. That's number one. Number two. Chihuahua. I know you don't call it that, but we call it that here in my house. Oh, my nails are terrible. Ignore my nails. Hot sauce. Just hot sauce. This is a very popular brand here on the West Coast. I think it is national brand. You guys in the Midwest, you guys have this, right? Very popular here in California. Number three, catsup or ketchup. And I just brought one little packet because it was in the same drawer where I got the hot sauce. I thought that was cute. There's a bottle in there too. I heard somewhere recently you don't have to refrigerate ketchup. Am I wrong about that? I could be wrong. Hey, Kyle Holmes, how you doing, buddy? Kyle Holmes, by the way, is only 17, so everybody please watch your language around Kyle. He's just a kid. It is ooh, Dan. It's very ooh. So ketchup, Heinz, the only brand, because they're from Pennsylvania, and that's right near where I'm from in Maryland. And finally, there's always one dry ingredient. Tonight we're going with Jack Daniel's steak seasoning. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen with this. It's very thick. It's like sand. It's not going to mix with the tequila so much as probably just make a film. I don't know. But the flavor, I think, is probably good. So that the texture might be bad, but the flavor will be good. This, obviously, will be hot. We'll be dealing with that. Ketchup is just kind of weird. I think it might mix. It might not. I think this definitely will mix, but I'm not sure if bitters is good with tequila. Now, when I normally do the show, I do it on YouTube. And I swear to God, I am trying. I swear to God, I'm trying to figure out how Twitch works. But I'm having trouble for a couple reasons. One, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not a kid who I have plenty of free time because of my job. I was about to make a joke like, I got no free time. Who am I kidding? Got a lot of fucking free time. I'm an entertainer for a living. When I'm in my busy season, I have a 4-day work week. 2 of those days are traveling. I got time. Here I'm in my slow season. I got time. I'm just not inspired to. I'm not inspired to find it. But what I'm getting at is a way of polling you guys. You know, have those 4 options. You guys vote. I did figure out a way to do it with the quiz overlay, believe it or not. And I wasn't smart enough to figure that out. I didn't get it done in time. So I'm going to ask one of my mods, fairest one, you were here, if you would please. Live vomit was my finishing move. Jesus, and that's why you weren't invited back to that strip club. Fairest one is going to be my mod tonight. She, by the way, is a Twitch mod, right? Fairest one. Yeah, I see the little sword in front of you there. I think that means you're a mod, which means she can kick people off. So please be nice here on the show. All right. Again, all I need you to do is in the chat, you're going to say one of the things. You're going to say bitters, bitters, ketchup. You know how to spell that. Hot sauce, pretty easy, and just write steak or steak seasoning. Okay, so steak, hot sauce, ketchup, or bitters is going to go with our tequila. If you are joining us right now, my name is Brian Howard, and we're doing the show called Bad Advice, which is normally an exclusive show only for my patrons because it's going to get weird. A little bile music. Oh, there should be music right now. Oh, hang on. Go ahead and vote. I forgot I had a musical instrument right here. My friend Dan recognizes this chord progression. Guitar's way out of tune. Please choose what I'll drink tonight. What am I mixing with my tequila? Will it be the hot sauce or the bitters? The steak seasoning or the ketchup? You will give it to me. I will mix it in the glass and then I'll drink it. It might hurt my brain and hurt my ass when it comes out. My ass when it comes out, it hurts my ass. And when I poop out the bitters, it hurts my ass. Or possibly when I pee out the steak seasoning. La 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 la. Just one choice. Just choose the first choice. Sorry, slippers. See, when we do the show over on YouTube, we have a fun little poll that's in the thing. That's what I was trying to say. And I downloaded a thing. I did download a thing. Where is it? Is it here? Okay, what do I do? Featured chat. Nothing to see. Wait for the broadcaster to do something. You will get an alert. Oh, shit. What do I do then? Just add to my channel. Well, it's already here, isn't it? Okay, we go back this way. Click, click. Ooh, it just made my screen really big. All right, go back to regular mode. Ooh, I don't want to go back to that mode either. Go back again. God damn it. How do I make it smaller again? Oh, there we go. Click. Okay, regular screen. So in other words, I've yet... Oh, is it on the screen? Let me get rid of that. Is that on the screen for you guys? Click. All right. Sorry if that was been hanging on the screen. Okay, so Jennifer, if you would please. Grandpa, please. Yeah, I know, man. Hey, I got the whole... We're doing a quiz tonight, by the way. We have a fun quiz coming up where there's some prizes to be had. And I got that to work, and it wasn't hard, and it worked very, very well. It had instructions, and it did everything correctly. Whenever I try to download one of these ones where I can poll my audience, it says put it in this slot and put that in this tray while you're on. It's like, where the hell? I don't see any of that stuff. And I'm clicking around the screen right now. What does that do? Okay, I'm not going to do that. I don't know what that is. That's something to do with my browser. That's not Twitch. Okay, we're back over here on Twitch. All right. So, fairest one, what is our mixer tonight with our tequila? I heard my name was called. It was. What is our mixer with tequila? Steak seasoning is the winner. I had a feeling you guys always go for the thing that's not going to mix. Scotty says hot sauce. You just missed out, Scotty. Steak seasoning is the wiener. Where were you? Were right there, Scotty. I'm going to clean up my area here. Hang on. Okay, if you joined us late, this is a glass of pretty decent tequila. This is Hornitos Silver, as you can see, because it's not all yeller. And my show is directed this evening by J.J. Abrams. So let's check on that other shot, see if it's working yet, because this is going to drive me nuts. Nope, still not working. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can get it to work while I got you guys watching. Let's see what happens if I do that and then do that. Okay. Okay, then we'll go like this. Nope, still not there. All right, whatever. So that's, I do kind of like the flavor. That is tequila. Again, I'm not a liquor guy. I mean, I'll lick your guy. Bring your guy over. I'll lick him. Unless you're using it euphemistically, in which case I'll still lick him. I'm an art school dropout. I'm willing to experiment. Okay, this is then a teaspoon, I guess, of the steak seasoning. Okay, put it right in there. Da-da-dink. And it goes right to the bottom. Like sand in an ocean. Or the cream of some young guy. You got it, Scotty. Can't get away from that joke, can you? All right, guys. It's already not looking good. The steak seasoning did exactly what I thought it would. It dropped to the bottom of the glass. So this is going to be one of these ones where I have to stir, and then like do this, get it up from and then, okay? Now, I put more in there than a shot. At least I think that's more than a shot. This is not a shot glass. I always try to remind people that. It's a bigger glass than a shot glass. It's just better visually for me to have it be larger. Okay. So, let's sum up. This is like our 5th or 6th time we've done a Gen Pop Bad Advice. We open with a wonderful disclaimer by Bobby Moncrief. You guys have joined. We've sung already one fun song. You're going to ask me some questions here in a second. There's some games tonight. But before I give out some advice, I will take your bad advice. I will mix with my tequila Jack Daniel's steak seasoning. And I will say, whatever's in the Jack Daniel's steak seasoning, look at that. Look at that. It's looking like a river sample that you'd see in a display case at the Smithsonian. It's looking like whatever water they use to make Malort. That's right. Oh, I'll make it about Malort. Damn right I'm delaying. I know, Pop. I don't even know what you mean by that. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Dan. All right, here we go, guys. I'm mixing. I'm doing the best I can. I'll do half and half, it looks like, if I can keep this down. I'm really worried about this one. I'm really worried. I don't think the flavor is going to be that bad. I really don't. I don't think any of these flavors are bad tonight. Bitters, hot sauce, ketchup. That might have been bad. But with this, it's just pure texture. I think this flavor is going to mix with tequila, and it's not going to be sweet. Okay, we know that going in. Tequila's not sweet already. Who cares? Not going to be sweet. All right? So, but this did not mix at all. And as you know, texture is the thing with this. It's probably the bigger problem with this little game we played. I'm going to puke. Dan, I might. I never have on camera. Not as far as the audience has seen. but I'm very concerned about the texture. Okay, here we go. Mix, mix, mix. Okay. Oh. That was, I might have to close my nose. Can you swallow with your nose closed? Can you, hang on. I don't know the human biology. I know they say you can't yawn. Hang on. Well, that was like a fake theater yawn. I'm not sure if that was a real yawn. But maybe you can't yawn with, oh, that was weird. Don't smell it. Exactly, Dan. I just learned that lesson. Where the hell were you 5 minutes ago, Dan? Huh? Some friend you are. I could just eat it like soup. Would you like the tequila soup? Yes, I would. Please season it with Jack Daniel's steak. My guess is going to be way too much steak seasoning. By the way, don't put this shit on your steaks. I don't even know why this is in my house. A nice light rub, nothing this crazy. People really, as you know, I'm a grill guy, and I have some advice. Don't drown your meat. The daughter and I, we were at the grocery store. We got the pre-made pulled pork, the Jack Daniel's pulled pork, the microwavable kind. We did that. We bought some baked beans and some mac and cheese we made, making a basic, grocery store barbecue run. The problem with the Jack Daniel's pulled pork was it was drenched in sauce. You couldn't taste the smoked meat, the pork. It was a good dinner. We had a good time. Family loves each other, so it was all right, but never again. You hear that, honey? I don't think my daughter's watching, but we're never buying that shit. It's still in the fridge. It's still in a takeout. Oh, not takeout. What do you call it? Like a Tupperware thing. I'm waiting to see which one of my family is going to break into that again. I didn't today. A little salt and pepper. Gently rub the pulled pork. You got it, Dan. It's also a good way to make, barbecue. You're not gonna get ahead of me, Dan. I'm right there with you, bro. Bro, I'm not a bro guy. What did I just do? Who the hell is this person? What did he do with Brian? Bro. Dan's also not a bro guy, by the way. Stop being, if you're a bro guy, you're 19, 20, at the most 24 years old. If you're 35 and you're still broing it up, you fucking just end it. End it now. Walk into the ocean. Oh. I guess what I'm trying to do is get all these seasonings to absorb as much tequila as possible. So maybe I don't know. Am I trying to find neutral buoyancy? Okay, here we go. Oh. That is so goddamn salty. Holy crap. Okay, the rule here, guys, is 1 minute before I have a beer. I got a beer to wash this down with, but I'm going to be a good sport. Oh, that is the saltiest thing I've ever had in my life. Oh. And I've gone down on art girls. Yeah, just interpret that however the fuck you want. I don't care. My mouth is, brutal. It's not that I'm getting it away from me right now. Let me just put the tequila near the open flame. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Okay. I feel like I just French kissed the Dead Sea. All right? No. Pretzel time. Yeah. Their pretzel. Yeah. Not a bad idea, Dan. I don't have any pretzels. We just have beer to kind of quell it here. Too salty. Yep. Okay, fairest one. You have the fun hat. Yeah. No me gusta. Fucking horrible. The Black Sea? No, isn't the Dead Sea? What did I say? The Dead Sea. Isn't that like the saltiest body of water in the world? Come on, I got this right. I know how to do an advanced joke. Maybe the Black Sea is salty too. I don't know. I know that's where you get caviar from, the Black Sea, or whatever. I think it's been more than a minute. The sodium content of the rub, slippers, by the way. I'll tell you right now. Oh my God. I need 9% of your daily, whatever that is. Scotty, who am I answering? That's Scotty, right? The Dead Sea. Okay. Scotty, like 250 to 300 milligrams of sodium. Is it 500? What, did you just look it up? Look how small that is. And I got my glasses on. Let's see is this better? No. I need these now. I didn't need these when I first started wearing them. I just kind of kept them on. I'm getting in the habit of it. No, that doesn't say 500, at least not on this container. A lot of sodium. Again, French kissing the Dead Sea. Move on with Ferris one's joke if you feel like it. Oh, man. Hot sauce to cancel it out? I think you're fucking with me, Kyle. I'm not falling for it. No, I'm going to have this nice beer. That'll cancel it out, won't it? Oh, it's in my stash. Oh, I just licked my stash. My flavor saver's doing its job. Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay, it's been more than a minute. I think we can... Okay, thank you all who voted. Okay, let's put that on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the worst shot in the world, which we hear on the show. If you guys are French kissing the Dead Sea. Yeah, that's oh, okay. Okay, we didn't get to naming it yet, but I like that. Thank you, Ferris one. Let's get to where it is. The worst one we've done here on the show was mezcal, very similar to tequila. In fact, when I was smelling that tequila, they're two very similar liqueurs. Just one is kind of roasted and one is not. That's really the only difference. They're both made from the same plant, I believe. Whatever it's made from, I think it's made from, correct me if I'm wrong, apples. Mm-hmm. I still haven't drank the beer. Hang on. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, that helped. That really helped. Okay. That was the worst ever here on the show. Mezcal and relish. The best ever here on the show. And I don't know how this happened, but somehow one night out here, and this was a Patreon-only show, and they somehow were in a good mood. I drank rum and sweetened condensed milk, and it was delightful. Obviously, it's not apples, Ferris one. I'm kidding. It's piñas, right? Agave, right? Yeah. I could just look at the bottle. No, it's agave. I'm pretty right on that. But they make cider out of apples, Ferris one. Okay, so that was the best. That's a 1. 10, relish, and mezcal. Now, again, I alluded to this before I drank that textures in the booze or whatever the mixture is a big part of it. What was terrible about mezcal and relish, first, I don't like the flavor of mezcal at all. The only reason it was in my house was because I used it, again, for that same show, Cocktails and Crafts. We needed it for one of the cocktails. I have never drank it since, except for that other night I just told you about. The texture of the relish, which did not mix, we're doing fine. Good to see you, Zadora. Was horrendous. And the worst part about it is relish. Unlike that Jack Daniel's stuff, that stuff went down my throat. Another quote, which is why I can't run for office. The relish didn't just go down the throat. It probably could have, but I chewed it. Each little bit of pickle exploded like a little Mexican fucking death in my mouth. It was bad. That's why it's a 10. So I can't give this a 10 because the seasoning, though salty as hell, and that was the worst part of this. The flavor, not so bad. It was so damn salty. You have no idea how, oh my God, guys. Yeah, it's still on there. Boy, Maria's in for a surprise. I'm going to put this up there close though. I'm going close, guys. I am going close to 10 on this one. I'm going, do I want to go 9? No, because there's been something horrible. Because here's why. This had only one aspect of horridness, saltiness. The flavor, not so bad. It's tequila. There's all kinds of other shit in this flavoring, but none of them that were terrible things to have in your mouth. None of them were. The salty aspect made it bad, okay? 8.5? No, I don't believe in halves. No, it's a 1 to 10. Don't do that to me. But I'm going to give it a solid 8. A solid 8. Or a very strong 7. No, a solid 8. This is an 8. Now that I've had a sip or two of beer, it's fine. That relish and mezcal thing, that stayed with me for a while. I had a goddamn nightmare about that. No points. Solid numbers only, guys. And I think we are going to name it. Pretty sure your breath smells like The Hooked back in 98. The Hooked? The Hooker. Oh, that hooker? Come on. Please, Dan, sex worker. Oh, that's how we know about. Never mind. Dan and I are doing a little comedy routine tonight. Yeah. Dan was my actor buddy in high school. But he was my buddy, not just my actor. It's like I didn't have like a buddy in art class, another buddy on the football team. You know, you were my buddy, and we were actors. Mexican kissing the Dead Sea. There we go, Gary. I like that. Yeah. Okay, that's right, because Ferris one threw out French kissing the Dead Sea, which is kind of funnier, but because it's tequila, which, of course, is a Mexican liquor. Mexican kissing the Dead Sea. I like that. Okay, we're going to call that Mexican. Ferris one, make a note. Blind man. Oh, God, here we go. All right, I know, okay, I'll play along, but I already know the punchline. Scotty Got Too Hot, he says, blind man walked by the fish market, and remember, this show is about being adults here. Let's play along and not get offended. What did he say? What did he say, Scotty? Okay, there we go. When I don't tell that joke, but if I were to, I would have made it personal. I always like jokes that are more personal. So you go, hi, honey, or hello, wife, or something like that, No, that was a group effort, Gary, that we took your idea. Ferris one took what I said and which was great. You added Mexican to it, because it is tequila. And whenever we name these drinks, guys, we always acknowledge the booze, right? Almost every drink name we've ever had acknowledged the booze in some way, what kind of booze it was. If it's rum, often we use Pirates. If it was Scotch, we talk about Scotland and things like that. Anyway, that was Guzzle for Shuzzle. Guys, if you have a question, please put it right there in the chat. If I miss your question, don't worry about it. The lovely and talented Ferris one will drop it over at the Bad Advice event page. First of all, before we go any further, give it up for Ferris one. She is a delight to have here, help me out on the show. Agave Maria. Oh, shit. First of all, that's a great pun, Dan, but I don't know what it has to do with the whole salty steak seasoning, but that's good. Wow. All right, Dan, you're stealing Ferris one's thunder here. But Agave Maria. Agave Maria. You are tequila that I can drink. I drink you, and then your check will clear. It will? Okay. Am I paying you? I think you're volunteering to help me out. I pay her with kindness. I'm nice to her. You guys are a great audience tonight. I love that, right? And we're appreciating Jenny. Dan drops the beautiful joke, Agave Maria. Boom! Dan, if I drop the mic, leave the goddamn room. That was perfect. Okay, back to the show format. We have some games tonight. We have 3 games planned. So I'm going to keep things going tonight. We might go a little longer than normal, but I want to squeeze in all the games. We're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to win prizes. We're going to play Shot Collar Lie Detector. We're going to play What's It with Brian. And yes, I wrote a quiz for tonight of weird trivia questions. There's no real theme to it, unlike beer and songs. It's just stupid shit that I came up with. If you want to ask a question, drop it in right here. If my eyes are not looking at the chat or I'm off doing a little tangent, the lovely and talented Ferris ones, who is fascinated by apples apparently, will copy and paste it over to the Bad Advice with Brian event page over on Facebook. That's right. I'm a multi-format guy. A couple guidelines, little rules for the show. It's a lighthearted show, guys. The little Bad Advice things are just little cues to get us started on our little chat. You guys are already figuring it out. You're chit-chatting with us is a lot of fun. And by the way, I think, Dan, you're still on Facebook. And that one other person with a really long name, you were on YouTube. Most of the people right now at the show are over on Twitch. And I'm coming to you on multiple formats through Restream. But the way the Restream chat algorithm works. It doesn't always work so great. I've discovered that over the years of watching the show evolve. Let me go check out what's going on Facebook right now. Let's go see if any of the chat's coming through. We'll go to my page. We'll go to the actual chat. We'll click it. Ooh, restream. We'll click. Yeah, there we go. See, so I'm looking at the chat over there on Facebook, and only Peter Miller, he's a regular Facebook guy. How you doing, Peter? The chat, most of the people that are talking and having a good time at the show are over here on Twitch. So if you want to make a funny comment, be snarky and silly with everybody else here on the show, and you should, do it over here on Twitch. Okay. You need an upgrade? You don't need an upgrade, Dan. You just need to go over to Twitch. Dan, I've seen you on Twitch. You started a Twitch account. You did it live at one of these shows one night. I swear to God you did. And if you already forgot your handle and your login, you got to do the whole forgot my password. That'll be tonight's first game. How long will it take Dan to figure out his Twitch handle? Dan, get your ass over to Twitch, buddy. You're being hilarious tonight. And I want you to see all the comments and shit that are going on. And it looks like you're watching the show, Dan, at Brian Live, right? Yeah. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Ask questions that are lighthearted, nothing super serious you can ask, and keep them real. Try to keep them as real as possible. Don't say, hey, how many frogs should I eat before I become a wizard? Okay, ha, ha, ha. It's better to find our little chat and weirdness from organic sources. We already have a question right here from Kelly Rose, and do what Kelly Rose did right here. Put the word advice up there. You can also put the word Brian, but advice works. Let's go with advice. I'm flying to San Antonio next week for my son's Air Force. We've talked a lot about this, Kelly, that you've brought a question about your son a lot, and I don't mind being helpful. So you're going to San Antonio for his Air Force tech school graduation. What should I get him for a present? A United States Naval Academy hoodie. There you go, Kelly. That was so easy. That was a softball right across the plate. Dan is laughing as a Marylander. I'm laughing as a Marylander. You don't go to the Air Force graduation without some lovely goat with an anchor rolling up his sleeve. You guys ever seen the Navy goat logo where he's rolling up his sleeve? He's got the anchor. He's about to kick some ass with it. It's the toughest looking of all the military academy mascots. The Army has that dumb donkey. He's kicking up in the air. I don't know what the Air Force's is. Is it a lightning bolt or something? I don't know. But that's what you do, Kelly. You show up with prime Annapolis tourism schlock. His dad's a Marine. Oh, well, if his dad's a Marine, then he would like the Navy schlock. Uh-oh. Beware of the middle. I don't know what that means. I'm from, of course, Maryland. I met my buddy Dan here at Annapolis. Annapolis is an awesome city. If you ever get a chance to go, it's beautiful. What was it called, Dan? It was called the Paris of the New World by not Ben Franklin. Somebody called it that. Somebody from Europe. It's a charming little colonial city. Of course, it's got suburbs, there's malls and shit, but downtown it's charming and delightful. It's very cute. And the Navy mascot in the middle. Beware of the middle. Okay, gotcha. I got you what you're saying there, Kyle. And when you go walk around there, you gotta be careful. You know, it's a Navy town. What are you gonna say? Hey, there's a lot of Navy. Tacoma, Washington, boom, right? Navy town, right? I'm pretty sure about that. San Diego, California, Navy town. Pearl Harbor or Oahu, Navy town. Okay. His uncle was a submariner. Okay, then that would be funny, Kelly. He graduates tech school. You give him this box. He unwraps it. Oh, boy, it's going to be this cool thing. It's going to say, badass Air Force guy or aim high, whatever. And my dad, of course, was in the Air Force for 35 years. So there's a lot of seamen, Ferris One. I want to thank Ferris One for taking the bullet on that one because I've been fighting doing that joke for the past 3 minutes. So not only is Ferris One my mod and my assistant here on the show, and if I ever get famous doing this, she'll be a producer sitting in the booth. But she'll go, Brian doesn't want to do this joke. He thinks it's beneath him. And it is. And to be honest, Ferris One, it's not beneath you. You're there for the low jokes. Whatever jokes I pass on, Ferris One goes, boom, got it. But I've always wanted to do that. Okay, Kelly, back to your original question. I always like to get a snarky, fun answer, but a real answer here. But let me wrap up what I was saying. I'm, of course, a military brat. My dad was Air Force for, you're the sacrifice, was for 35 years, okay? But then I went through my adolescence, my teenage years in Maryland. So, well, not in Maryland, Annapolis specifically. I'm from Maryland, so all of my adolescence was in Maryland, which is a lot of military in Maryland because, of course, we're outside of D.C. My dad's military guys. I was born on a military base, an Army base. So there you go. Military. Not until I moved to Annapolis, where you're inundated by just one branch, the Navy. And so I'm going to bring up the logo real quick because I'm curious about it suddenly. Oh, they're just using the N. Okay. Oh, the Army uses the Black Knights now. Oh, but they use the donkey. Anyway, whatever. Oh, and Mod Squad, yeah, my friend Isadora also is one of the mods. I have 2 mods here, so it's like I have 2 doormen. Okay, back to what I was saying. I've always thought it's funny to give a gift to somebody that loves one thing. And it's not just the military academy. You can be with universities, right? If you're a Michigan fan and everybody knows you're a Michigan fan and I'm coming to your birthday, I'm bringing you an Ohio State jersey. I'm doing it. If you're a White Sox fan, if you're a Cubs fan, I'm bringing you a White Sox jersey. That's the way, by the way, that joke needs to go. My wife's from Chicago. I spent a lot of time in Chicago. I know Chicago. I know the Midwest. I know that of the 2 fan bases, Cubs and White Sox, I know which one needs to be brought down a notch or 2. Okay? By the way, it's that one, not that one. Hopefully Chicago people are pumping their fist right now. Because it's true, right? Could the Cubs fan be any more pretentious in the Chicago area? Could they be? I don't think so. Anyway, but they're going to win it one year, guys. Again, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. White Sox jerseys make good fire starters. Oh, shit. Are you referring to that time? No, that was a Cubs situation where the 2 hippies were trying to burn the American flag. I don't think that was what. Okay, fair enough. See, here's what I'm talking about. You guys are all like, White Sox. This is what's weird about this. And we're going to go off on this tangent. I make this joke every year when I do the Bristol Renaissance Fair because I find it hilarious. And I alluded to this earlier when we were talking about football with, was it Peter, whoever made the comment about football? And I talked about how I'm a Ravens fan. I supported the Redskins, currently Commanders. Okay. I moved here to LA and great. If the Chargers doing great, good for them. The Rams are doing great. I'm going to go to both games. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. I'm going to cheer them both on. It's not hard for me. I don't have that little in my brain that makes me go, choose one. All right, Kelly, I'll drink. But Chicago, it's weird. And there's evidence right here. Look at Danny's response. And it's fine. I'm not yucking your yum. It's your choice. You go with it. But you got to admit, it's a little odd. Both those teams represent your city. Your city is big enough population to support 2 baseball teams. Our city here in Los Angeles can support 2 basketball teams, 2 football teams, and 1 baseball team, but another one right down the road in Anaheim that it calls itself California now. Okay, so we're also multi, and we really, it's like, okay, the Clippers are doing well, yay, good for them. The Lakers doing well, okay, great, woo. It's not like boo Clippers, yay Lakers. It's just like fuck it, whatever. Yeah. The Giants and the Jets. Exactly, Scotty got to New York. Well, is it like that, though, there? That's a weird sentence structure, but Scotty, I'll wait for your answer right here, buddy. Is it like that in the New York area? I'm from Maryland, just below there, but I don't recall there being any. Oh, and by the way, in Maryland, I can tell you this on very authoritatively, it's not like it's Commanders or the Ravens. You can like them both. Can you be well, what I meant was, is there that same dynamic like Chicago has where you have to hate the other team? I don't know if you have to, guys. If I'm overstepping my bounds, please shut me up. You guys know I'm open to criticism here. I'm not an insecure man. Tell me I'm wrong if I am. I say it in fun. I know you do, and we're having fun with it. You pick one, you do. Okay, and Scotty, are you from the New York, New Jersey area? And I guess the next question is, have you picked one, and who is it? Are you Jets or Giants? For you non-football people, there's a few cities in America that have more than one football team. Well, actually, no, there's only the one. When it comes to football, right? Yeah, It's just New York, and it's Jets and Giants. And they play in the same damn stadium. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Los Angeles Chargers. I forgot I'm currently sitting in a city that has 2 football teams. Yankee fan, born in the Bronx, and I hate the Mets. They also have 2 baseball teams. That's true. All right. But where does that hate come from, Scotty? Well, technically, Cat Swank, the Jets and Giants both play in Jersey. So technically, they're both Jersey. And I'll remind you, the Commanders play in Maryland. That's right. When I was a kid going to see a Redskins game, it was at a stadium called RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium. Fun stadium to go to back in the days, an old school. I'm not sure, is it still there? Has it been blown up or imploded or something? I don't know. Now they play at some, FedEx Field type, typically stupidly sponsored stadium. It's in Maryland. Technically, it's over the line into Maryland. So there you go. So Maryland has 2 NFL teams that play on its soil. Yeah. Interesting, because the basketball team in D.C. used to play in Maryland at the Capitol Center, and they now moved downtown. So the 2, the hockey and the basketball team for Washington, D.C., the Wizards and the Capitals both play downtown. But the Commanders out in Maryland. Beautiful Maryland. I don't know why I'm doing this is a Chicago accent talking about Maryland. What the hell am I doing? Then Yanks, Giants, and Rangers. I'm a fan of the Bears and any team against the Packers. Now, that's another way of going, Zador, and I'm with you on that. As a kid that grew up in Maryland, fan of the Redskins, there's Dan. Dan shows up perfectly. Dan, by the way, is now on Twitch. Dan, look at all the chat you mentioned. Everybody welcome Dan to Twitch. He opens with, fuck you. That was so, Dan, you have the fun hat, my friend. And I saw it right away. My eyes went, oh, fuck you. Okay. Dan, I don't know if you've been watching the show on the other thing, but we're trying to figure out the whole fan base of people that like more than one team in a city, or maybe they're not allowed to like more than one team in a city. And Danny, which is Zadora, brought up the point about any team against another team. So Dan and I, both guys in Maryland, we who probably grew up watching the Redskins, so we hated the Cowboys, right? They were the same division. Of course, it's the Indians versus the Cowboys. Obviously, the Redskins is a horrible racist name, and it should not have ever happened. But to be honest, as a kid growing up, and Dan, maybe you can back me up on this, or let me dangle. I don't know. This could be how I get canceled. We didn't see it that way. We just saw it as we were Native Americans. We were like the Chiefs, or still the Chiefs, because it's more of a respectful name. The Blackhawks in Chicago. There's a lot of Native American names in the country. Redskins is probably a bad choice, and they probably should have changed the name. Here's what they should have done. Here's what Dan Snyder should have done. Change the name to another native but respectful name. Get rid of Redskin, keep the same logo, and just fucking. So we just saw ourselves, we're the Indians and they're the Cowboys. We're the Native Americans and they're the redneck white boys from Texas. Anyway, so as a young man, it was that team. I'm not going to keep saying it because a lot of you might be bothered by it. Is number one, and then anybody versus the Cowboys. I still don't care much for the Cowboys. And it's not for the team itself. It's just for the fan base. There seems to be this thing where people that like the Cowboys seem to be very simplistic in their love of them. And I have a theory. It's because their mascot and their logo are the most simple. People that like the Cowboys the same way a little kid likes to finger paint. It just makes it fucking easier. Washington Liars. There you go. Every time when they rename a Washington team, they put this poll out there. And my dad was very excited back in the 70s when we got the Capitals. Capitals used to be were they expansion team? I forget if they were. It doesn't matter. So we're going to name the Capitals. And this is pre-internet. Washington Post puts out a thing, and he did put his vote in there. I can't remember what it was. The politicians. There you go. Capitals won. It's kind of a dumb name. It's not as dumb as the Houston Texans, by the way. The worst names in professional sports. And I give no ground on this, is the Houston Texans. The name of that football team, when you think about it, is the Houston Citizens of the state where the team is. It's like the Los Angeles Californians. It's terrible. I have no idea how they got away with that. It should be it can't be the Longhorns, of course. That's Texas. That's Texas Tech. What is that? And they use a damn cow head. The cow, the bovine, the bulls. Use bulls. I know there's a bulls team in the NFL, but NBA, but there's not one in the NFL. The bulls would have been better. Fucking horrible sport team name. You should be ashamed, people in Houston. Get on that. Start a letter writing campaign. You guys can write, can't you? Texans. It was under case. It was a small T. I never saw that. Used to be the Oilers. By the way, the Oilers is a great name. Oh, but then they moved to wherever they moved and became something else. The Titans. That's a terrible name too, by the way, because it's too mythological. Nobody knows what a Titan really is. If you took a mythology class, you know what one is. The best name is still, and I got to say it, it's still the Ravens. And the reason why I always say it, it's a sports team, and I think the only one, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only sports team, okay, so I'll put this out there. Can you name of the big four sports, football, basketball, hockey, baseball, in America? Okay, is there another team that has a literary reference? The Houston Rednecks. There isn't. I think it's just the Baltimore Ravens. It's a literary reference referring to, quote, The Raven Nevermore, the poem by Edgar Allan Poe, a famous Baltimorean. So there you go. The 49ers, not a literary reference. It's more of a nickname for the people that came out there to try to get gold in their hills. Commodores, Commanders, the Commodores, the Crabs. Remember the contest? Yeah, I do remember the contest. The Crabs. Well, yeah. University of Maryland is the Terrapins. Can be worse. Or is it when gold? Yeah, I know, Ferris one. I know the history. That's not literary. Ravens comes from a poem. If you can bring me the poem that popularized the idea of 49er, then you have something. Until you do, you do not. I was just delivered a gigantic candle. It's not in the shot though, babe. Oh, okay. Evermore. You got it. Yeah. Sorry, Ferris one. I'm gonna have to shut that down. That is not a literary reference. That's a historical reference. And I'll give you that, Ferris one. That's a cool historical reference. My darling Clementine. Did they talk about 49ers? Oh, my darling. Oh, fuck it. I sung that song in elementary school and I hated it. Brother, guys, we're coming up very close to shot collar lie detector. In my hand, I hold a shot collar remote control. Charging to my left out of the shot is a shot collar neck thing. I want one of you. The Marlins, that's just a fish that they catch down there. That's not literary. Are we just saying names of sporting teams now? I'm going to play along with Brian's game. The Cowboys. That's my dumb guy, and that's not what Dan sounds like anymore. Since he had that special therapy. And Dan, we all were pulling for you, buddy. You sounded really bad when you did that production of Wait Until Dark. Ooh, Dan, did I just blow your fucking mind? A Hemingway reference would be good for a team from Key West, right? Okay, so what would you call that? He did that one about bullfighting. What's that one called? Oh, The Old Men, for Old Man of the Sea. There you go. Tonight, the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Key West Old Men. The sun also rises, right? Wasn't that him? The Marlins. Oh, the Marlins you think is from Hemingway? No, I don't think so. I think it's just because there's Marlins in the water off of South Florida. There's dolphins out. That's why the football team's called the Dolphins. The Bell Toller. Is that back because of the ringing of the bells? My question last week during the trivia question? The trivia thing? Uh-oh, we're having red squares, guys. Give me a second to see what's going on. I don't want the show to have to reboot. Don't worry, I can tell when my show is dropping out. Don't worry, we're going to wait here a second. Tit for tat. You show me your tit first and you'll see my tat. The Hunchbacks. That would be the team from Paris. The Berlin Walls take on the Hunchbacks. Okay, I'm checking on my internet connection. I'm going to have to yell at the family here. Hang on. I know I'm getting a little spotty. Don't worry, I've got a little poster I can do. Okay, it looks like we're okay. I'm back to a green square. Sorry about that, guys, but I do have a little way of knowing when the show is going to drop things down. NCIS spotty Wi-Fi. You sound bad. Tit for tat. I sound bad. No, I can't hear you. No, you sound great. I'm just doing your. Okay, yes. No, Dan. Dan's dialing down on my joke. God damn it. I'm very lucky in my life to be around a lot of funny people, and Dan was, and still is, a very funny person. We made each other laugh a lot. Wait until, oh God, what happens? Oh shit. We're going to move on while Dan, you finish that thought. I'm going to continue what I was saying because I want to get this into the show really quick. Guys, it is time for Shock Collar Lie Detector. One of you people, maybe Dan. Up to you, buddy, if you want to play the game. The game is not about me at all tonight, so don't worry about it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It completely is. I forgot what I'm playing. I forgot what game this is. This is a remote control. As you see, I just made it become active. And I can make this little, I guess it's charged enough. You see, I've been charging it for a while on a little wire just out of the shot of the camera. This thing in my hand is the thing you put around a dog's neck or a subordinate's neck. It can beep. Hear that? It can vibrate. Not sure if you can hear that. You see the light come on. And it can shock. I'm going to back that off because we don't want that to break the expensive microphone. I'm going to apply this to my neck, ladies and gentlemen, on the side of my neck that did not have cancer. You bet your ass. Oh, really, Dan? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I am taking on a guy who on here on the show has known me for longer than anybody on this show. This guy has known me since I was 15 years old. This could be cheating. Fuck cancer. You got it. This is interesting, Dan, because shit. Oh, fuck. I just shocked myself early. Okay. Dan, the way this game, I'm just going to go with Dan. Dan, are you ready, buddy? The worst mascot is my wife's high school, Freepoint, Illinois Pretzels. Oh, shit, that is bad. Oh, my God, that is horrible. Shock the goosh. Dan, are you ready, buddy? 1-1 for Dan. He says you bet your ass. I need you to say yes. So I know that your internet is good and we're communicating. That hurt a little bit. It's cold out here tonight. Dan, if you can't play, if the internet's not working for you or I don't know if you're somewhere weird. I know you're on the East Coast, so it's 9 o'clock. Yes, ma'am, he says. How dare you call me ma'am? It's madam to you, Daniel. Okay, the way the game works, Dan, is I'm going to read a statement. We get 3 rounds. You're going to choose a number between 1 and... Oop, I have the wrong thing queued up here. Where the hell is it? There it is. Shot collar trivia. There it is. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 statements. You're going to pick number 1, number 2, number 3. Of the 3 statements I have, some of them are true, some of them are false, or maybe all of them are true or all of them are false. It can't be 43, Dan. It can't be 43. I will read that statement. I will put it here in the thing. We won't really have the whole is it true or false Q thing because I still can't get goddamn polling to work here on Twitch. But the audience, I might eventually ask you guys what your opinions are before Dan gives his answer. Dan, you can ask whatever question you want about the statement that I make. In fact, the entire audience can. Just so you guys know, I'm going to give Dan more preference. So if Ferris one's asking a question, thank you, Ferris one. And Dan asked one too. Not 10, Dan. There's only 3. I'm going to honor Dan's question. After a certain amount of time, Dan, I'm going to ask you to tell me the statement I just read was true or false. If you get it right, you get a point, and I get shocked like I already just did. If you get it wrong, I get a point, and I don't get shocked. Move on to round 2 where this thing reverses. Dan, you need to have 1 statement on you right now. You don't need to have more than 1. You can lie about it. You're only going to get 1 round when you choose a statement. The game benefits you, of course, because you can all see my face. You can tell when I'm lying probably better than you can Dan, because he is merely a set of letters on your chat. I think we all understand it. And Dan, before I go any further, buddy, let me remind you what you're playing for. Not just nothing. No, sir. You like coffee, Dan? Even if you don't, do you like pretentious water that if you buy it, you'll build a hut somewhere? Do you like weird little cakes on the end of lollipops, continuing the infantization of American culture, making them feel like children, says the guy that works in the Ren Fair business that's hugely responsible for probably a lot of that bullshit? Agave. All right, Dan, without further ado, pick a number between 1 and 3. If you just joined us, we're playing... Oh, shot. I got a graphic for this. God damn it. See, Jenny, if you were here, you would have queued that up. I got to figure out how to have you do this remotely. 3, says Dan. Hang on. Find that one. Okay. The statement is as follows. I was doing a show once while the power went out, and I'm going to... Hang on, I'm adding more verbiage to my statement. Okay, there we go. I was doing a show when the power in to the theater went out, and it was the show's fault. Does that make sense? I think it does. Okay, so Daniel, and anybody, I'd be yelling at you. Well, no, Ferris, you'd be up in Northern California remotely queuing up the graphics. I don't know how to have you have access to this computer. Here's a giant candle my wife just dropped off. Where the fuck that should go. If you just joined us, we're playing Shock Collar Lie Detector. I'm taking on my high school buddy, Dan Kavanaugh. The statement I made, and suddenly I'm talking like this, was one time I was doing a show at a theater and the power went out in the theater. And it was our fault. Dan, ask a question. Bad acting. Goddamn right. Fucking bad acting. Where was the show? It was in Walnut Creek, California, Kelly Rose. Was it with Mooney? It was, Steve. Look at my face. Truth or false? When did this happen? Oh, gosh, damn. Like 13 years ago? Hit a light? No. Good guess. With juggling? No. No, Dan. What did Mooney do? Well, that's kind of, that's kind of the game here. So, was there an earthquake? No. No, it was our fault. Tripping over cords? No. These are good guesses, though. Hey, if you just joined us, my name is Brian. This is Beer and Songs of Brian. Am I too dark on your screen? A little dark here. Let me brighten myself up just a touch. Is that too much bright? There we go. There was not an earthquake. Apparently there was in California during my show, last week, right? Didn't pay the bill. Yeah, and we owned the theater, and there you go. It's our fault. No. Was it really easily fixable? Yes. Friday. Oh, it was during coffee. Thank you. Did you continue the show? Yes. We did jump ahead a little bit there. By the way, this isn't the beer show, but I'm drinking Racer 5. I used to drink this IPA a lot, and I haven't done it in a while. Did Mooney whistle when the power went out? I don't remember. Probably. I don't recall. Surge, not really. I was once in a show at a theater, professional theater, and the power went completely out. How is it the show's fault? Exactly, fairest one. Spilled something. Yes. We did spill something, Dan. Were we on the show at 6:10? Okay, keeping track of things. After this game, we have time for like 2 or 3 more questions. Then we're going to play trivia. Then we'll have time for 2 or 3 more questions. And then we're going to close up with What's It With Brian. Tonight's image for What's It With Brian is disturbing, and it will give you nightmares. You have been warned. I was generally asking. Yeah, I know, but I think, Ferris one, I was playing the game. I mean, you're right. I think I'm thinking in the terms of what's it, aren't I? Ferris, but I just gave the answer. So to Jenny, yeah, I get your point now. Yeah, I guess I'm in my brain. I'm thinking more like what's it, where I can't really. You have to, get it out of me. Nothing caught on fire, and it was something got spilled. So back to Ferris one's question. A liquid that was involved in our show got spilled on a cable, which caused a breaker to throw, and then the breaker had a safe. I don't know. I can't remember what they said. They said the breaker threw the entire building into darkness, and then all the emergency lights. It never got dark because the emergency lights went on, and we sat there, and it took about 10 minutes. It was not gasoline. No, it was water. It was just water. We had a big a container of water on stage for a routine that we did. We did it literally one time ever in our lives, and we knocked it over. Was the Lego stripper involved? Yes, Gary. Good callback, Gary. Was this the middle of or towards the end of the show? It was the second half because we were both on the stage at the same time when we do that. Okay, Dan, because we have time issues tonight, I'm going to ask you to give me the answer. First of all, Dan, don't answer. Don't type. If you're typing, stop typing. Stop typing. Stop typing. I get the win. Okay, well, I don't. Okay, good. Well, hold off. You didn't get the win yet because you didn't answer yet. Okay? Don't answer, Dan. Audience, do you think it's true or false? Help Dan out. What are your thoughts? Oh, suddenly Dan goes. Dan gets the fun hat. That's funny. When somebody suddenly stops typing, look at what Dan did. That's clever. But audience, what do you guys think? Dan, look at these are the opinions of the audience. They could be right. They could be wrong. Again, Dan, I'll remind you, and you know me longer than anybody, I'm a very fucking good liar. Just throwing that out there. I'm not saying, whatever. T, we got 2 trues. We got to figure this out. All right, calm down, Dan. I want to see some more. False says hat size. Wrong. I assume, wait, what does wrong mean? Wrong. All right, slow down, Dan. I'm not sure if these are answers yet. Are they? True says, all right, Dan. Okay, Dan, True says the door. Okay, I think I might have to just eaten a bad piece of brie left over from, brie. You meant brie, right? I don't know who Brett is, but, well, Jesus, Scotty. Somebody call 911 on Scotty. And we do care about you, Scotty. But we got a game going. So, Dan, is what I said true or false? That was part of a show. Spill happened. It zapped out. Scotty says true. In addition to that, Scotty says true. It zapped out the lights of the entire theater for about 10 minutes. Did that really happen? You'd only spill man seed. Oh, Jesus, Dan. Dan, is it true or false? You shitty liar. Good job, Ferris one. But Dan, I need a true or false, buddy. You can be funny about it, but I need those words in there so I know how to move on. I don't know what you would only spill. Dan says false. Ladies and gentlemen, I did the best I could to throw you off the scent, and the answer is fucking false. No, that never happened. I made that shit up. I made all that up. There is a fun story in Mooney and Bruin history in that I was on stage during a Mooney and Bruin show in Walnut Creek. So this is based on some stuff that I have in my head. And Phil Mooney was down in the dressing room and he had sprayed hairspray. He did something really funny and clowny with his hair, which he didn't always do, but he did it this one time. He sprayed the hairspray. It triggered the fire alarm. The entire venue was evacuated. That is a 3-venue space. It's got a small little black box where we were. It's got a medium-sized theater, which we usually rented, and then it's got a giant opera hall or concert hall. So 2,000, 3,000 people are out on the streets of Walnut Creek, California going, what the fuck just happened? The 2 clowns down in the black box theater just fucked us. So Dan, you got that right, buddy. I fooled a lot of the audience, and I thought I fooled you too. And that had nothing to do with the timeline in which we knew each other. Well, we still know each other. Okay, I'm on shock. This time I know it's coming. Here we go. Oh shit, it went off again. I always pull it away from my neck. Okay, I don't want to be surprised. Here we go. And I hate it when there's a delay. 1, 2, 3, shock. Okay, I saw it light up in the camera, but it didn't shock me. But that's not fair, so here we go. Ow! Ugh! I looked at my monitor here just to see, because I wanted to make sure it was doing it, and it did, and it lit up, but it didn't shock me. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. It's possibly true. Guys, my friend Dan Kavanaugh has 1 point. I have Z points. We move on to round number 2. Dan, it does not matter how many statements you have in front of you. You can make up a number. The 2 clowns fucked us. How the CDC started. Good job, Jenny. Dan, how many statements are in front of you, buddy? Again, it doesn't matter. Make it up. I'll just pick a number. You can't say 0, Dan. Oh, God damn. Jesus Christ. Dan and I was down there working in the same region of the world where Dan lives recently. We didn't see each other, buddy, and that sucked, and I'm sorry that happened. But now, Dan, with that little joke, I'm starting to get, I'm glad I avoided you. Motherfucker. Oh, by the way, you can drop something in the hat. I haven't said that yet tonight. This is a Gen Pop show. You patrons, you do whatever you want. Or, I don't know, maybe give a little something. Hope you're enjoying the entertainment. Dan, you got to throw a number in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. While the audience drops something in at paypal.me/BruinChat. Venmo, use the handle BruinChat, or Zelle, use Brian@comedy.com. Thank you, Gary. I really appreciate that. I don't have my mail app open. Normally I have it open, and I get little blurbs come up on the screen going, bloop, Gary gave you $10. Thank you, Gary. You know. 15. All right. Then I'll choose 2. I'm not fucking around with Dan's weird shenanigans anymore. All right, Dan, I choose statement 2. Type it there in the chat box. Hit enter. And I should have given you some advice, but I think you're a smart guy. You graduated college, whereas I dropped out. You make it like the one I made. Make it about you. Of course, mine was a lie, but, you can, just make it something like that. A weird thing happened, a funny thing happened. Or, of course, it could be a lie or true, but kind of make it like that. You don't want to say, I climbed Mount Everest. I walked on the moon. Well, okay. No, you didn't. You want a statement kind of that's possible. And then we're going to grill you. And get ready to, oh, by the way, Dan, because you're playing over there, you have to type fast here, buddy. So get ready to type fast. Everybody's going to go very quickly asking you questions. And if you can, you don't have to. But for example, right below your thing of 2, you see it says fairest one. So if she asks a question and you're answering her question, go fairest one. It was blah, blah, blah. And somebody named Bob asked a question, or Gary asked a question. Oh, Gary, we were drunk, or, whatever the answer is. That lets us in the audience know who you're answering. There you go. I think we lost Dan. It would not be the first time we've lost the contestant in this show. By the way, this week, while I'm stalling for Dan, I learned that there's another knob on my little audio interface that adjusts my voice, my volumes. I once farted so loud on stage, it appeared in the reviews. Oh, what a great situation. By the way, Dan's an actor. Okay. What was the show? And don't worry, the audience knows here, Dan, not to repeat questions. And how old were you? That's a good question, too. I want to know what the show was. I want to see if it was one of the ones I was in with him. We never got reviewed in high school, but still. I kept in touch with you, Dan, a little bit after high school. I knew a few shows that you did. Maybe 2, right? At Southern Maryland, down at St. Mary's. Right? That's right, Dan. I know you, buddy. Dan went to college in one of the most beautiful parts of this country ever. Right, Dan? Oh, my God, it's gorgeous down there. Julius Caesar. Okay, he was in Julius Caesar. Gary asked how old were you, or Dan, so if you want to answer that one. Because 28? 28, you're out of college by then. Where were you? Okay, who were you in Julius Caesar? Okay, here come the questions, Dan. Get ready, buddy. Got to type fast here. Was it a shart? Yeah, what part were you playing? Yeah, who were you in Julius Caesar? He was 28 years old, so he was Casca. Okay, I can't remember the role of Casca. I've only seen Julius Caesar once in my life, and where did I see it? Atlanta. It was good. It was a good production. I can't. So I don't remember the character Casca. So I can't ask any of that character. I could look it up, but I don't cheat. Dan, look at my hands. I'm not going to do a quick typity. Career of Dan Kavanaugh. Speak hands for me. I will speak hands for you. You were Casca, and what was? Do you remember the quote? Casca as played by Kaka. Oh, all right. Hat size. You get the fun hat. That's kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, I want to know where you were too. But what did I just say? I just said, well, okay. Kelly wants to know what theater was it, and I want to know, do you remember the blurb from the review? And actor Dan Kavanaugh in the role of Kafka, And is this when your career went really downhill? And is this why you've been sad all these years? hat size. Oh, that's just a fun hat. Did the other actors stay in character? These are all great questions, Dan. First to stab Lancaster. Okay. And is in first to stab. He's the first one to stab, and it was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. There you go. So that's where it was, guys. Lancaster, PA. So we have to figure out if he really lived in Lancaster. How can we do that? Yeah, what happened? I want to know what the people did. I'm gonna throw another log in the fire while Dan's doing that. It's getting cold out here, damn it. Just join us. This is Bad Advice with Brian. Drop something in your hat if you can. I'm currently playing a game called Shot Collar Lie Detector with the contestants by the name of Dan Kavanaugh. He has given us a statement that he once farted so loud on stage in a production of Julius Caesar that a reviewer gave a review and pointed it out in the review. It smelled like shit. Okay, well, ooh, here we go. Kat Swank, who might know Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're going to figure out what theater it is. Now, of course, this is where Dan has the advantage. We trust Dan as a gentleman. If you're lying, you know, I shouldn't say that. If you guys are lying at the other end of this game, fucking go nuts. Go Google Lancaster, Pennsylvania your ass off. We'll never know. I'm not going to do that, Scotty. I'm waiting for him to catch up. Dan, are you caught up, buddy? I'm seeing a lot of... okay, there we go. It smelled like shit. Well, duh, it's a fart. Yeah, I want to know what the review said. Are you looking it up, Dan? And what happened to the other actors? Right. Cats may be in trouble. Cats. Okay, here we go. Was it at the Fulton? What, Dan, we have no time for bullshit here. What do you mean by that? Cats may be in trouble. By the way, it's Kat Swank. But why is she in trouble for asking about the Fulton? See, we're getting into the beautiful part of this game. Kat may have asked a telling question. Maybe trouble. Oh, besides the bad acting, they stunk. All right. Oh, besides the bad acting, they stunk. Oh, Dan. Oh, shit. I'm so sorry, buddy. Dude, I fart on stage all the time, and I wear a little lavalier mic, and I don't know if people can hear it. I try to do it when I'm moving across the stage in a way where my ass cheeks are slightly apart, so maybe it just goes... Okay, I'm going to end it. Okay, guys, what do you think? Dan says that he was in a show, a production of Julius Caesar in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, in Millersville. He made it a little more precise there. And he played a character. I forgot the name of the character, but you already saw it there. His claim is that he farted so loud on stage that when the review came in for the play that he was in, that looks like it was a bad review. Besides the bad acting, they stunk. Exactly. So, audience, what are you guys saying? Gary says false. Hat size says false. Whoops. A true actor. I would try to. That's good point, Floodburger. And welcome to the show, by the way. Lie. So false. Well, lie. Yeah, it's called lie detector. So we can say lie and true. Kelly Rose says false. Everybody's. Oh, okay. Scotty says true. And I'm trying to think. Like, I've known Dan since high school, but we haven't always been in touch, right, Dan? We kind of just got reacquainted kind of recently. And so I don't know this story. Scotty says true. Lie, true. This will even it up if I'm right. If I get it wrong, Dan, you get another point and you win $10 in Starbucks coffee. I'm going against the grain of the audience. They're all saying false. Dan, I'm saying that's true. I'm saying it's true. You were specific with the location, the play, the character, and even the quote. And even though I know you're a creative person, that's an amazing level of lying. I think it's true. Okay, and by the way, the audience right there, Ferris one says, two of you say true and four of you say liar. A lot of you didn't vote. That's okay. Dan, I say it's true as well. So we'll wait for Dan's response here. If I get this right, we're tied. We go to round 3. If I get it wrong, I get shocked again with a shock collar. Nope, but I did almost shat. Wait, so you're saying... Okay. I want to clean this up. I'm pretty sure I got it wrong, but I want to make sure it's right. Dan, you're saying that it was... I said it was true, but you said it was false, right? I want to make... Not true. God damn it, Dan. Can you play my game? Just fucking say false then. All right. All right, so that's the game, by the way. Dan, you just won, buddy. You got $10 of Starbucks coffee coming your way. Wrong shot. Sorry about that. And he got me because he almost pooped on stage, but he didn't actually fart. So I get the final shock of the night. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to close-up camera, even though it's got those weird sparkles on it. Let's see if it actually can. Okay, where is it? Oh, I forgot to send it. I reactivate it. See how it's on shock? It's on 1 because this sucker's powerful. Here we go. Oh, damn it. Congratulations, Dan Kavanaugh. And I love you, buddy. It's great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Dan Kavanaugh won $10 in Starbucks coffee. Would you like $10 of Starbucks coffee? Well, stick around. We have a trivia game coming up. Tonight's show has 3 games in it. This show is costing me $30 if you all win. Actually, that's the only game where nobody can. I'm sorry. That's the only game where I could have won. The next 2 games, there's always a winner. There we go. The point is, this show is going to cost me $30. Hey, that's a great way to move on to just saying, drop something in the hat. Go to paypal.me/BruneChat. Venmo, use BruneChat. Zelle, use Brian H. Brian Howard Comedy. It needs a taser. Scotty, I had a shock collar on my neck. Taser. What's wrong with you, Scotty? You bring a taser to the next party. By the way, don't go to Scotty's party. Guys, we're back to trivia. Not trivia. I'm sorry. To bad advice questions. If you have a question, write the word advice, : and then ask your question. I have 2 from Facebook, from Patreon. I will get to right now. Bobby Moncrief, we heard about him earlier in the night. In other topics, when should one start shopping for Valentine's Day? I think I already saw Easter out. Bobby, you should start shopping for Valentine's Day, February 15th. Okay, that was easy. Moving on, Kat Swank, who's here, who was able to call out Dan a little bit, is an evening gown / ball gown appropriate for a funeral? The answer is fuck yes, it is. Yes, you show up, evening gown, glorious, because it's all about you, Kat. When you go to that funeral, don't worry about the stiff in the box. It's not about them. It's about you. Or a wedding dress. I agree with Dan. Oh, by the way, Dan, I may have it already, but because you won, message me at Brian Live. Okay, Dan? I think Ferris won. If you could drop the Brian Live link in, I'd appreciate that. And you can message me there so I do all my business shit. Here's my email address because you're going to receive your Starbucks card digitally through the email. Okay? Yeah, I like the idea of dressing up inappropriately at a funeral because I think funerals should be more joyous. And the best example, right? When Jim Henson, oh my God. Oh, right? Dan, me, Steve, a lot of people our age. That was a heavy one, right? Fuck. Yeah, more of this shit, Dan. Then we'll do, God. Maybe I got to get Dan on a split screen and he'll just be rolling his eyes. Dan's like at his house in Florida. Oh, Jesus. This again. Yeah, more of this shit, Dan. But I love the idea of showing up at a funeral and something that brings just, here's the deal, Kat. You don't want to show up like a clown. Henson's was great. Don't show up. Don't do that. Because unless it's asked for. And I, of course, a lot of people in my life, because I work in a weird industry, that if and when they die, I'm sure they're going to ask for some sort of funeral where, hey, you show up dressed as your favorite flower. It's just the world I live in. A Floodberg. It's true Irish funeral and involves a lot of beer and at least one broken jaw. All right, fair enough. Fair enough, Floodburger. Welcome to the show, by the way. But I like the idea of something that's not quite over the top, like a clown, not disrespectful. Because some people want that morning. All right, we get that. They need that morning with a you. Come on. All the drunk people. Why are the funerals in the morning? With a you weirdos. But something elegant, Kat. A little sweet about it. A little maybe too pretty. A little too gorgeous. You know? That's going to make people wonder. Especially, Kat, if the funeral is somebody that you're not immediately, if it's not a lover or a brother or a sister, immediate nuclear family, it's a friend of a friend, but you're there anyway, then they're going to go, who is that lady? Who the fuck is that lady? And Kat, if you do this, we want physical evidence. Take a picture. Tea dress, pink. I like Dan's idea too. Pink tea dress. Hang out, stand there somberly, pink tea dress. When it's over, go do the line, greet the widower, whatever. The kid, the children. Oh, your father. Oh, your mother. I know. He cheated at poker, but whatever. And then fucking leave. Leave. Let the wake that happens next go, who was the chick in the pink tea dress? Exactly, Ferris one. Black, wait, is that for you to wear, or you're going to be in that when you're in the whatever. See, I made a joke out of what she just said. And have a fart. Exactly, and Dan ends with, and scene. And make sure to fart. Guys, this is Bad Advice with Brian, a usual show that's private. Not really private, it's just for my Patreons. To be a patron of mine, go to my Patreon. By now, I hope that Ferris one's dropping into the chat. Go on over there for as little as $5 a month, what you normally give to Starbucks. You can be a patron of mine. I don't have the tier system over there, so the people that are giving 10 and 20, I know there's a few of you out there. You guys are my favorite. There's no official tier system yet with my Patreon. That may change. I keep promising I'm going to do it, then I don't do it because I've low self-esteem, and my idea is like, oh, I don't want the people that are only pledging $5 a month to miss out on the shenanigans of the live streams and the coffee and all the posts and stuff. But I also, and that's why I go to therapy. So go on over there. So I'll just say for $10 a month, because I'll try to get everybody up to $10. That'd be nice. Wait, how many live? I don't want to tell you how many patrons I have, but I mean, if everybody pledged 10, I'd make quite a bit more money a month. Let's put it that way. No pressure. Just saying. Go on over there. You're supporting a comic genius, an egomaniac drunk. There it is. And I have really big and I have very big nipples. Dan, very big nipples. Go on over there, be a part of the world, and pledge a little something. Commit yourself to me. I'm a guy that does entertainment for a living. I'm a K-list celebrity. That means I'm not a super famous person, but as I always like to say, I'm goddamn more famous than you. Okay? Hey, Paul. Yeah, what's the score? Well, Paul, don't bring it. I'm gonna look. Don't, Paul. I'm gonna look it up. I was going to talk about the game. Of course, the NCAA championship is tonight. Michigan's winning 17-10. I have no dog in this fight. Oh, Paul caught up. No, I don't care. I'm not a big college sport fan. But, you know, I don't know, man. I love that both teams are undefeated. That's fucking awesome. A friend of my daughter, who's a year older, got into Michigan. So she's currently at Michigan. So there you go. In honor of my daughter's friend, I'll root for Michigan. There you go. But I know I have a lot of friends. I don't perform in Michigan anymore that often. But I perform in Washington every year. So I'm sure I got a lot more Huskies fans here in the crowd. Thank you, Kelly Rose. I appreciate that. That's a weird number, but okay. A lot of my patrons, when they tip me, they put these weird fucking numbers. It's never 5, 10, or 20. It's always 480, 850, and $18.73. Are there height limits? Oh, really? Oh, Kelly, that's sweet. I didn't want to give away what you just tipped, but okay. Okay, that's what's going on in the NCAA. Guys, it is time for our trivia tonight, and I'm glad, Dan, you're over here on Twitch. I'm going to say that Dan can win. I think I made that rule up a few weeks ago because I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Whoever wins the trivia game coming up right now is also going to win a Starbucks gift card. That's right. This show is going to cost me $30. And the tips that I just got in the past 20 minutes have helped make this show not a loss leader. Thank you very much. But I will remind you again, if you're not a patron, this is a rarity that I'm over here on Twitch entertaining you guys this Monday evening. Those of you that are not watching the NCAA final or that you're not watching my friend Bill Larkin, thank you for being here. He could win 10, and I will. Exactly, Jenny. And I will combine it into Gary, slow down. Jesus. Your Jen is the reason. My Jen? What the fuck does that even mean? You're the same generation as me, dude. Okay, guys, the way the trivia game works, right here at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a question. There's going to be a little countdown clock right in the middle, going from 20,000 down to 0. And then 2 answers here, 2 answers there. And one of them is right, the other 3 are wrong. If you answer correctly, wherever that little countdown clock is pointing is how many points you get. But be warned, fellow human freaks, if you get it wrong, whatever the countdown clock is pointing at is how many points you have deducted. So if you're sitting at 40 grand and you answer question number 4, let's say, and you've already built up a nice 40 grand amount of points, and you go really fast, you get it at 18,000, but you're wrong. It drops you down to whatever that math is. 32,000. I can't that fuck. Yeah, this shit again, Dan. You know what? Maybe Dan can't win. That's right, Dan. It's not like high school. You're not the popular one anymore. Pretty good. I love you. All right, guys. I'm going to put the instructions up on the screen. They're basically what I just said, but they're written in such small font. Wait till you see how small this goddamn font is. All right. Look at your screen right now if you're on Twitch. Oh, but if you're on, the rules are coming up. Ferris, when they're coming up. If you are on YouTube's or the, where the hell are the, oop, what? I don't know what I just clicked on. Why am I not seeing it? Hang on, click. Oop, wrong one, click. Make visible. Make visible. Oh, I didn't hit start quiz. Is it not working? Oh, shit. I may have fucked up. Oh, here we go. I always get this part wrong. There's always one more thing to click, and I always forget about it. Okay, we're setting the rules to the players now. And I always do that. I don't always do it. I get that right most of the time. Okay. So here it is. Okay, everything you see on the screen right now is basically what I just said. So play strategically, all right, guys? Play strategically. If you're way ahead and you're not sure about a question, you kind of think you're right about it, wait for that little countdown clock to get down to 5,000. Think of it like betting. If you're sitting there at second place and you're only 6,000 behind the person above you, I'm only going to bet 5. Person above you might totally know it and get it at 19,000. Tough shit. That's the game. Everybody ready? You just got shocked. How the hell did you get shocked, Dan? I'll read the questions to you. They will also show up on the screen. You don't have to wait for me to finish talking before you can answer. Unlike Wednesday night's quiz, this is just random trivia, but I tried to choose weird things from weird things. I don't think there's any specialty here. You either know it or you don't. Here we go. Everybody ready? Good luck to all. Let's play. What is the largest internal organ in the human body? Skin, liver, small intestine, or lungs? What is the largest internal organ in the human body? This is the skin, liver, small intestine, or lungs. An easy one to start with. Floodburger. Damn it. Click on the screen, you weirdo. Floodburger. It's on the screen. You don't see it? All right, hang on. Let me help Floodburger out. I'm sorry, Floodburger. I didn't mean to get in your grill. Right about here on the screen, guys. Float your mouse over it. We're going to help Floodburger out. It's right about there. It's just below that little Chinese lantern behind me. Little thing, if you float your mouse over it, it'll say quiz kit. Click on that, and then there's a little choice to make it visible. It says visible. Make sure there's a check mark to that. Everybody got it? You don't see anything. Okay, Floodburger, I'm sorry. You can keep screaming out the answers, but you can't win because you're not really playing it. Okay, buddy? I'm sorry, Floodburger. And I'm very, very sorry that your cheeseburger is wet. Oh, I know I get a lot of you people with this. The skin. Oh, you smart people. Look at the question. What is the largest internal organ of the human body? And I knew I would get people on this. The skin, you clever little hipster people, is the largest organ in the human body. That's a bar quiz that people get right all the time. But it's not an internal organ. The largest internal organ is the small intestine. Oh, I did that on purpose. I'm fucking with you, and I knew it would work, and it did. I'm so happy. Lunar Larry was almost the name of what character? Astro Boy, Buzz Lightyear, Ziggy Stardust, or George Jetson? Yeah, if you're on the app, yeah, sorry, Floodburger. But hang around, Floodburger. We're going back to the show soon. I mean, well, this is the show. I'm glad you're here. I think you're new to the show. And I'm sorry you don't see it. I think on the app, fairest one, and we'll help you because you're only 2 questions behind. Maybe you'll catch up. It's right below the screen. Whereas if you're on a laptop, it's right about there. But if you're on the app, it's below where you see my face. If you turn it, I guess, to vertical mode, not landscape, it should queue up all the shit. And down there, it'll say all the plugins for the show. So good luck, Floodburger. But if not, hang out. You can scream out the answers. I don't care. It's fine. You might be wrong. Oh, we're locking up. I'm sorry about that. Okay, what's the answer, guys? Lunar Larry was almost the name for which character? Astro Boy, Buzz Lightyear, Ziggy Stardust, or George Jetson? Lunar Larry was almost the name for Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, don't worry. The questions will get dirty soon. Calm down. I'm easing you into it. There's some filthy ones coming up. Actually, we're not too filthy. Let's check out the scores. Dr. Moth got that one the fastest. Cat, you're kicking ass. Oh, my shit ski. Cat Swank at 26 grand. Hat size at 7. I think a lot of you fell. A lot of you fell for that first question. You all went skin. Even though I even said the word internal, I even put inflection. I felt bad. I said, what internal? I did that when I first read it. Come on, guys. You know I love you, but I want to see you fail. In what month do most Americans lose their virginity? September, December, August, or June? Do you remember? I'm just singing that because I hope that didn't fuck with your vote. Think about it. Come on, people. It kind of makes sense when you think about it. In what month do most Americans lose their virginity? I didn't. Oh, Dr. Moth, it's a good joke. I'm on my iPhone. I just below Brian on the right side. Okay. Floodburger, Kelly Rose just helped you find it. It's right below my name, Brian Howard Live, right? Okay. There you go. I'm not sure if that helps, Floodburger. Okay. The answer, I think a lot of you will get this one. June, yeah. Come on. You're graduating from high school. You're going off to the summer. You and your girlfriend, or your girlfriend and you, I don't know how you swing. You're like, oh, we'll have all summer, and then you're going to college. We should do it. And that's when it happens. Not for me. You did it. All right, Floodburger, welcome aboard, buddy. Good luck catching up. What is polyandry? Many men sharing partners, many men making merry, a woman having multiple orgasms, or a woman having many husbands? What is polyandry? We're getting a little risque now. Because fuck it, why not? Ferris one, remind me to do this next time we do this. On Wednesday night. Remind me to explain all this shit. Or maybe you'll do it. A lot of you are Googling as fast as you can. There's a couple joke answers in there. Try to help you guys out. If you don't know it, you probably shouldn't have answered. What is polyandry? Is it many men sharing partners? Is it many men making merry? Is it a woman having multiple orgasms? Or is it a woman having many husbands? The answer is, ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's a woman having many husbands. Very, very good. And if you're watching Our Flag Means Death, the character played by the actor, I forgot her name from SNL, she is polyandry, and that's what made me think of this. Let's show the scores on this because we're 4 questions in. I do it on the even numbers. Hat size got that the fastest, which means his wife has many other husbands. Dan, you got that pretty quick too. Cat Swank, you still have a lead, but people are catching up to you. Who's catching up to Cat? Dr. Moth and Hat size. Who's still negative? Who's the most negative? I don't want to embarrass anybody. Scotty! You just asked Jeeves. All right, Dr. Moth. What is the most popular item in Walmart? This is just a silly one. Is it bananas, condoms, aspirin, or socks? One of those they sell the most of. There you go. In Walmarta. Trust me, writing this quiz for the Bad Advice show when we have it for the Gen Pop and Patrons, I still really want to do this for us at Patreon. I just got to find how to do a plug-in over on YouTube. There isn't one yet. I haven't figured it fucking out. How could I? We'll figure it out. We'll play a game. We'll do like a trivia type game is what we'll do. It'll be based on honesty. You'll answer the question. You'll mark your card. Maybe everybody will have a little card. So you'll be honest and okay, there you go. Maybe that's what we'll do. Okay, here we go. But how can you have the card? You'd have to have the card hours before the show, or I'd have to make it. You'd have to have time to print it. You'd see the answers. You'd Google. That won't work. What is the most popular item sold in Walmart? Is it bananas, condoms, aspirin, or socks? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is bananas. They sell more bananas. Of course, there's a little clue here because people buy a bunch of bananas, which has 8 individual bananas in it. And they're all barcoded, blah, blah, blah. There's a little hint there that, you never buy one banana. That's contestant 11. That might be you. Floodburger, you might be contestant 11. Let me look at the score. Yeah, I think that's you, contestant 11, right? Because you got in late, your name isn't showing up to me in the audience here. But that might be you, contestant 11. Okay, the total score is, it looks like Hat Size just pulled ahead. Because he loves bananas. And contestant 11 right behind him. Cat Swank, oh shit, you must have got a wrong answer there. You dropped way down there. Okay, moving on. Again, these are weird questions, I know. Nebraska adopted this slogan to help promote tourism. Hey, you like corn, right? Flat and wide open. Honestly, it's not for everyone. Less racist, in a good way. One of those is actually the Nebraska tourism thing slogan. And I know tonight's trivia is more about guessing. I admit that. And you know what? Do I care? I fucking don't. It's a $10 coffee card. Calm down. There's no logic. Nobody knows this. None of you know this answer. I didn't know this answer. Look at the answers, throw a dart, or don't answer. One of them is clearly wrong, obviously. So I gave you a 33% chance of getting it right. So we went from Indiana, or I'm sorry, not Indiana, Nebraska, and majority of you got it right. The answer is honestly, it's not for everyone. That is actually the Nebraska tourism slogan. It's on billboards, and guess what? Nebraska used to be, I did a little research, the 50th most popular state to go for tourism. They adopted this slogan. They're currently 45th. This slogan fucking worked. More people go to North Dakota than Nebraska. Now, I've been in Nebraska. And that's it. That's all you can say. That's literally all you can say. I've been in Nebraska. I know, but I wrote that one, Dr. Moth. Oh, sorry, math time. Here we go. Number of Brady Bunch kids plus Harry Styles' nipples. There's an apostrophe there, problem there. Times the pages of a classic Playboy centerfold. Do the math and look at the parentheses, guys. Look at the parentheses. A lot of you weird people got bitchy with me with my math. Number of Brady Bunch kids plus the number of Harry Styles nipples times the pages of a classic Playboy centerfold. How many pages of... You guys know what I mean. I promised myself earlier, I better do this gesture so they know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, there, you know what I'm talking about. Good. Because I couldn't fit it all in the question. Let's go through it. Number of Brady Bunch kids, easy, 6. Number of Harry Styles nipples. All you teeny boppers out there, if you don't know this, maybe you didn't, Harry Styles has 4 nipples. He's got that weird condition where there's like 2 up here, then there's 1 there, and there's 1 there. Okay, that's 6 plus 4. It's 10. And for all you really smart people out there who've watched my show a lot, I always frame these questions the same way because I'm enjoying it. The first 2 almost always equal 10. Okay, I won't. I'm saying that now. I'm going to fuck with you. Probably next Monday for my private show with my patrons, the first 2 will not equal 10. But literally for the past 7, 8 weeks in a row, the first 2 parts of the math question has always equaled 10, making this unbelievably easy, meaning it's always a whole number based on 10. Did I do it tonight? Time the pages of a Clash Boy centerfold. You open the centerfold, and then you fold it out like that. 1, 2, 3. 3 times 10 is 30, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. A lot of you don't know how many nipples Harry Styles has. We're going to look at the scores right now. Look at the bottom of your screen. Where are we? Question what? Gary, where the fuck are we? Okay, here we go. Let's see where it's going. Contestant 11 got that right. Everybody got it wrong, but Hat Size got it right. You dirty little fucker. Why do you know how many nipples he has? It looks like it's a battle between Contestant 11 and Hat Size. I don't know what question we're on. A nurse a litter of pups. He could. He could. We're moving on, guys. I forget what question we're on. We're moving on. Here we go. Will there be a 9th question? Not possible. Nope. Yes or no? Come on, guys. Come on, the regulars. A lot of you just caught up. New people, I'm sorry that you're not figuring this out, but you'll see it in a second. I'm enjoying that beer. I forget that I like it. I went to the liquor store today looking for High Ally, a beer that I like whenever I'm performing in Florida. By the way, I'll be at the Florida Renaissance Fair coming up in February. I'll be there for 8 weekends. I don't know what stage I'm on yet. There's a whole kerfuffle with where they're staging me, and I may be walking. I may be fucking walking out. Okay, I've said too much. That's Patreon only. See me at the Florida Renaissance Fair. If you're a Florida fob or you're a Florida fan of mine, become a patron of mine. You'll get like some discount tickets. I think I'm working on that. I want that to make that work. You will see me there. All right, Dr. Moth. I will see you there, Dr. Moth. And you sound like a villain of mine. It's Brune versus Dr. Moth. New people to my show, whenever you see this question in my trivia, the answer is always the odd one out. Will there be a 9th question? No, nope, no, yes. So one of you went for nope. It's always the odd one out. You can find it, Ferris One, the Florida Renaissance Festival. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Because I honestly don't know how long I went tonight. A lot of you got it right because you all know how the game is structured. One of you got it wrong. Cat, come on. You're a regular at the show. It's always the odd one out. But look at this, guys. Look at the top 2. Holy shite. Okay, let's just say contestant 11. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's Floodburger, whoever the hell it is, and Hat Size. Okay, Dr. Moth, Dan Kavanaugh, Kelly Rose. Nobody else can win. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry. Wait, hang on. Let me do the math on this. Subtract 20,000 from their thing, and it brings it down to 21,000. If they get it wrong. If Dr. Moth gets it right at 20,000, he gets 25,000. And Dan Kavanaugh and Kelly Rose, and not Paul and Becky so much. So technically, mathematically, if Hat Size and Contestant 11 get it wrong, big time wrong, they lose. But here's the deal. And I love this, and I'm going to talk about the drama of it. They don't have to answer. They can just sit on their lead. At least Hat Size can, but Hat Size, number 11, is only like 60 points behind you. So Hat Size and 11 have to answer. Oh. When I write these trivia questions, guys, I pray for this moment that it's... that 2 contestants are like, oh, we got a fucking lead, but you have to answer because you're right behind each other, and you might get it wrong. And that means that Dr. Moth, Dan Kavanaugh, and Kelly Rose will go, jaboink! Is everybody ready? Have I explained it enough? I think I have. The last question is usually a speed question, which means it's a very easy one, which means probably everybody knows it. But maybe I didn't do that this week. Maybe I chose one that's really convoluted. And one special person will go, oh my God, he chose a cross-stitching trivia question. I know who won the cross-stitching championship of Wisconsin back in 1992. I don't know why I said Wisconsin. Sorry. Last question. You guys ready? Doesn't matter. It's happening. Here we go. Will Brian write a good last question? You bet he will. I hate this so much. Yes and no. Remember what I just said? There's only one thing that's different. One is a joke answer. There's a joke answer, two that are the same, one that's fucking I'm trying to help you. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, come on, guys. The answer is no, I did not write a good question. I hate this so much as a joke answer. You bet he will and yes are clearly the bait, but only one is unique to itself. The answer is no, I will not write a good question. Who got it right? Let's see what happens. Final results. I'm excited as much. Contestant 11 pulled it out. Dan Kavanaugh jumped way the fuck up. Hat size maintained, I think, and got a little bit ahead. Scotty got positive. Kat, you got positive again. Kat, you were leading. I feel bad. I feel bad about that. Not really. Fuck it. It's a game. Who cares? Okay, so who am I giving more coffee? Contestant 11. Is that you, Floodburger? You're going to OMG. Is that you? I guess I need you to confirm it because you didn't get your name in. You're positive, Kat. I know, Kat, and you were leading. That's the burger with the flood. All right, Flood Burger. Same thing I said to Dan Kavanaugh. Do me a favor, buddy, or Budette. I don't know if you're a boy or a girl. Flood Burger, head over to facebook.com/Brian Livestream. I think Jenny will drop this in the chat and message me there with your email address, okay? I will send it to you digitally. It'll either happen later tonight if I'm super motivated, but I usually am not and don't do it till the next day or two or three. Floodburger, since you're new to the show, please join me Wednesday for Beer and Songs with Brian. It's a show like this. There's a trivia game in that one too, but it's mostly me drinking and playing guitar and singing songs, okay? So congratulations to Floodburger and to Dan Kavanaugh. We're back to the show. Guys, are there another questions? Let's get a couple more questions in. And then we're going to play one more game called What's It With Brian. Man, I'm giving out a lot of shit tonight. Small audience. You have a big chance of winning. Is there really a chance? Oh, no, Scotty, no. Scotty, I'll be there. I'm sorry that came out weird. I may have to talk with somebody about something else. I shouldn't have brought that up. Scotty, that's just for Patreon. I'm sorry. Even though it's a Starbucks, it will still be the best coffee since it's on Brian. Exactly. Oh, you don't like Starbucks coffee? Okay, fair enough. And drop something in the hat. Thank you, Fairest One. Thank you, Fairest One. This is bad advice to Brian. I'm glad you guys are here. But drop something in the hat, as Fairest One just said, because every little bit you put in the hat is more that I can pay the people that are blackmailing me not to give out all of my secrets of the time that Dan and I did the thing with the lady at the place. You're welcome, Floodburger. You'll receive your $10 Starbucks gift card probably within the next 5 months. You prefer Dunkin'? Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, Dunkin', speaking of which, Kelly Rose, I just saw an ad for Dunkin' Donuts really promoting it. I know we all know what Dunkin' is, but they were promoting it on like a different vibe. They were trying to change the vibe. Okay, we'll get there. Thank you, Jenny. I'll get there in just a second. Hold off on that. Keep that in your back pocket. Look at this. Even though she's not officially sitting next to me, she's still dominating the show. You grew up in Massachusetts. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, Massachusetts. My whole family, my extended family's all from New England. So yeah. Oh, yes, Dan. Yes. God damn it. I have no fucking secrets. I can't. My high school friends. Dan, I think I did. Dan, I ran into Kerry Logan, as he goes by now, up in the mountains. Not like 3 years ago. Up in. I don't know if you're still in touch with him on Facebook, but check him out. We ran into each other at a grocery store up in Edge. What's it called? Southern California people. Steve, what's it called? Edge. God damn it. Crestline, not Edge. Crestline. Yeah. Anyway, I ran into Carrie. That was fun. Here in California, we don't have a lot of Dunkin' Donuts. I know they exist. I'm from Maryland. We have plenty of them there. My dad would take us out on Sundays. We'll talk about this now. And we go to the Dunkin' Donuts in Laurel, Maryland. Okay, my parents are divorced. He flipped well. Well, he changed his last name. Remember, he had that thing with his dad where he didn't, remember? Well, let's not get into it, Dan, but remember our friend had that thing and he wanted to, so he wanted, you know. Anyway, and so we go to the Dunkin' there in Laurel, Maryland, and for like brunchy lunch, and you sit, and they had counters where you could sit. I don't know, do they have that anymore? When I was a kid, a Dunkin' Donuts, you could order at a counter. Then to the left of that was like a little place to sit, a little like a diner, right? Somebody say amen on this, because I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. There was like a little diner, like about 15 seats. And so my brother Jeff, myself, and my father would sit there. He'd order coffee. Jeff and I would have our sodas. We'd get because this was early. This is like, we're talking like late 70s, early 80s. They started having sandwiches and soup and stuff. It wasn't as much as advanced as it is now. This is before it's trying to be like a Starbucks clone, which I'm sorry, if you love Dunkin', they're trying to be more like Starbucks. I know Starbucks came out of nowhere and jumped right the fuck over them. And they were like, hey, wait a minute, we've been serving coffee in the morning. And the Starbucks went, that's nice. Anyway, zhunk, and got in their car and floored it. And then the Dunkin' people said, shit, now we got to be like them. And that sucks. And I'm sorry for the people that are big Dunkin'. I'm not sorry for you. It's nice, but whatever. I think the Dunkin' Starbucks thing, to go back to the first part of the show, is like the White Sox Cubs thing. Who cares? Whatever. They're both delightful. You don't have to love one and hate the other. It's fucking, there's coffee and food, and you're driving to work. Calm down. It's not Prozac, dude. I'm not on Prozac. I'm on, right? Yeah. You said ho-hos, but I know what you meant there, Dan. You meant, God damn it. What the fuck's it called? All right, Dan, clean up your typing there. Dr. Moth gets the fun hat with the observation that of the two coffee chains that are currently dominating America, and if you're a fan of Caribou Coffee, shut the fuck up. Get the hell out of here. Who are you, you weird northern Minnesotans? I know what you meant, Dan. Don't worry. Dunkin' does have better donuts. What a great comment. Back and forth. Coffee, Dunkin', Starbucks, Dunkin', Starbucks. Dr. Moth comes in. Dunkin' has better donuts. And he's fucking right. I knew you meant Howard John. I knew what Dan meant. Don't worry. Yeah, the Hojos, right? I miss Hojos. Here's what I got at Hojos. They had Franks and beans. And I'm a kid, so I would get the Franks and beans. And then for dessert, right, the little scoop of orange sherbet. I pronounce it right, you weird sherbet people. There's no fucking R there. Stop acting like you're right. It's just wrong. Sherbet. Sherbet. Technically an Americanization of sorbet. We get it, but stop it. Stop it. So Hojos, right, have the orange, I'm very good at this, have the orange sherbet with a little cookie. Dan remembers it? I think, Steve, you remember it? Who else is old, like me and Steve and Dan, right? It was a little triangular thing, right, Dan Kavanaugh? Was there a Hojos in Annapolis? There was in Laurel. So I go to see my dad on the weekend, and we'd have, like, breakfast at Hojos. It was a little triangle, like slice of pie. It's like a little sugar cookie, right? Somebody is amen this too, because as a wafer, it was pretty thick, Dan. It was always a piece of shortbread, wasn't it? Dan, was it a piece of shortbread? Oh, and remember, and if you ordered at Hojo's in Laurel, Maryland, I think this is the thing. If you could order brown beans. No, I'm sorry, baked beans and brown bread. Okay, just a little crock of baked beans. Okay, on the darker side. This is more of an East Coast thing. I live on the West Coast. You can kind of find these, not as much. East Coast on the cans, on the grocery store aisle. Baked beans, Bush's, Campbell's, whatever the fuck. One of them says dark baked beans, right? And brown bread. Kelly knows what I'm talking about. The dark baked, they're sweetened with molasses, right? And on the side of it, when you ordered Hojo's, a little crock, cute little crock of baked beans. You may, and we would get like that was the Franks and beans. On the side of it was 2 grilled weenies, Frankfurters, good ones, almost Nathan's quality. Not quite Nathan's, but pretty fucking good weenies. Then a little crock of the dark baked beans. This is New England shit. Who's from New England? Come on, people. And then a little circular disc about this big. Kelly, you know what I'm talking about. It was a sweet called brown bread. Steve, I don't know if you know, Steve, you're West Coast, right? You might not, but Dan, you're Ohio, but Dan, you're Maryland. It was about as big as a hockey puck, right? Thank you, Kelly Rose. And there was raisins in it, right? It was really dark. It was like a sweet bread. Was there fat back in it? I don't think there was fat back in it, but that's fucking funny. You know what? I can agree with you. Go to the Waffle House coffee. Clearly had none of the none at home. No choice. Exactly, Dr. Moth. You go to Waffle House at 2 a.m. after clubbing just because you know some shit's gonna go down and you want to get something on video for your YouTube channel. These cookies were called, which means translated poppy seed. In the early, okay, this is not what I meant about the orange sherbet. Pure, calling them because the name of the pure villain. Oh, fuck. Jesus, Scotty. I can't read all that. Okay, but here's the deal. Howard Johnson's, back when I and Dan and Steve were little kids on the East Coast, you get Franks and beans. Probably 2 weenies grilled with a little slots in them to make them cook faster. Little pot of really dark baked beans, not the lighter brown shit. About the color of what's in the shot right now. About the color of like right there in the fireplace. You see where my finger is? That's how dark they were, right, Dan? Right, Steve? Steve, you have an answer, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And then next to that, and Kelly Rose is with me, a little circle of what's called brown bread. And it's a sweet bread, right, Kelly? It's not as sweet as pumpkin bread, those other sweet breads you make around the holidays, banana bread. It's not that sweet, and it's denser, right? And you can take that shit. You can dip that shit into your baked beans to get that little baked beans. And I'm going to do that again. I know it was fucking annoying, but I'm going to do it again with a special effect of harmony. Here we go. There we go. Harmony off. A new feature on the show. Very dense, delicious. I miss it so much. Hang on. I'm going over here right now. I don't care. We have one more game of the show coming up, guys. Hang on. It's called What's It with Brian. I want to find out. Hojo's ' brown bread. There it is. Oh, I want to order it. Oh, it shows how to make it. Boston brown bread. Fuck you. Oh my God, there's recipes to remake it. But I want the baked beans too. Oh my God, I just got hard. I'm hard right now. Wheat, rye flour. What the fuck is rye flour? I don't know. Yellow cornmeal, baking soda, salt, molasses, buttermilk. There's raisins too, right? There's kind of sweetness. I don't agree with that recipe. I want to get it. Okay, now I want to go to a nearby Howard Johnson's. And I want goddamn beans and mac and cheese. So baked beans, I would eat that meal. That's a great meal. Dr. Moth, I'm with you there. I get that. I got that. I'll do the call to action. Thank you. Guys, I want to talk about something. My friend Ferris one's going to drop something here in the chat in a second. My lovely friends, Doug Muma and Jennifer Snitko, they're Renaissance Fair mavens, beautiful people and friends of mine for many, many years. They work in the industry of the Renaissance Fair. Doug, as you may know, as Dirk Perfect, the taller half of these swordsmen. I have shared a stage with them. They are lovely friends of mine, both Doug and David. Doug and his lovely wife had an issue with mold destroying their house. Mold. Check your houses out, guys. Your house insurance probably doesn't cover mold, and if it doesn't, fucking think about changing that. I live in a very, very dry place right now. Hey, Tuba Dudes, how you doing, buddy? I know I'm Bill Larkin. I recognize you, Tuba Dudes. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Dan Carroll. So head on over to the link that Ferris One just dropped in there, GoFundMe.com. Hey, Bill Larkin, how you doing, buddy? And drop a little something in their hat. Help them out because their house got infested with mold, and that freaking sucks. It could happen to absolutely anybody. Okay? Lara Quetz, the whole kit and caboodle. Thank you, Amber J. This is my show, Bad Advice, not my music show. Welcome, my friends from Bill. If you wonder why you came here, my name is Brian Howard. Bill and I worked at Comedy Sports Orlando together. Technically, I owned it, and was I your boss, Bill? Hey, Bill, happy birthday, happy New Year to you, Bill. That's a fucking horrible sentence. Bill is one of the most talented people I know. He does a show, guys. If you've been watching my show all night, my friend Bill Larkin does a wonderful show. His link, now that my call to action has already happened. We're poor things because we liked Princess, but I liked Bill. Bill's a nice guy. You lived in a. Oh, you're talking. Okay, you're making it. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let me finish my call to action, then I'll tell you about me and Bill. Okay. So drop something into that call to action by Fairest One. They're lovely people. Their house has been, I don't know if it's condemned yet, but it looks like it's probably going to be. They live in Central Ohio. They are Renaissance Fair friends of mine. Of course, I'm the guy that plays Bruin in the Renaissance Fair world. And while I was doing that, I also owned Comedy Sports Orlando for about 4 or 5 years. And a lovely and talented young man named Bill Larkin auditioned for my troupe back in, Bill, 1993. Whenever that was. We hired him. He was unbelievably talented, and a lot of you just came from his show, and you know why. I'm a good judge of character. Bill Larkin's unbelievably talented. If you're a fan of mine, please consider checking out Bill Larkin's show. We tend to do our shows back-to-back, Bill, and I keep talking about this. We haven't pulled a trigger on this. I will talk to you offline. Well, technically online, but we'll chat about it. Maybe we'll lead into each other from here on out. We got to figure that shit out because a lot of our fan base. Here's our fan base. This is Bill. This is me. We're like a Visa card. Right, Bill? He's unbelievably talented. Bill, I didn't know you played piano back then. That was the weird thing. You were a great improv actor, and now you're at the Redhead Piano Bar. You do your live streams, and I'm like, shit, had I known that Bill could play the piano and improvise that quickly, he should have been the piano player for the troupe. But I think you wanted to be on stage, and I totally respect that. Okay? Okay, so go check out Bill Larkin music if you can. This is Bad Advice with Brian for all the new people that just arrived. Any of the new people have any advice questions before we go into our last game of the night? Our last game is called What's It with Brian, and it will be a game which gets somebody out there the fuck is the graphic? The Starbucks. You'll win $10 of Starbucks coffee if you stick around, if you're one of the people that came over from Bill. Do you want $10 of Starbucks coffee? Damn right you do. It's not coffee. You want that little cake pop on the stick. We're going to play a fun game. It's basically 20 questions, only a little more elaborate. It's happening here in just a second. Stick tight. But before we get to that, do you have any questions you want? And please also, if you're new to my show, follow me here on Twitch. Don't leave home without you two, without me and Bill. Hey, Bill, we've touched base a little bit, buddy, and we'll do it now here. And I don't want to put you on pressure, but I think I will be in your neighborhood again this summer for at least 4 weeks, and maybe we'll work on something together. You know, I'd love to sit next to you at the piano. I don't improvise as well as you do, but I'm sure as hell willing to add comic relief. Okay, so let me know. So keep that in mind, guys. Bill and I may be a show at some point. Of course, yeah, that'd be fun. But it has to be like on Friday night. Well, it could be on Saturday, right? But I finish the day at the renter, I'd be really exhausted. And you're like way in the city, right? Well, we'll talk later, Bill. We'll talk later. Are there any questions? It looks like no. Okay, let's go into What's It with Brian. I think let's just get right into it. Bill, play the game with us if you don't mind, buddy. I know you're tired. Just did a show, but fuck it. You're here now. Oh, sorry to curse. I'm sure Bill did his whole show without cursing. Didn't you, Bill? You didn't curse once. Bill is very, very polite, young man. How many crushes do I have? Well, you're one, Dan. Bill is another crush. My wife's a third crush. I have a crush on Fairest One and on Kelly Rose and on Steve. And I have a crush on Princess Persnickety. Are you persnickety, or is that just a fun little term? Maybe Bill let you get away with that shit, but not here. Oh, not here, my friend. I want to know if you really are a persnickety. My Orange Crush. Well, that's a song by REM, and we'll get to that probably on Wednesday. Okay, the way the game What's It works, guys, I'm going to look at an image. You're welcome, Kelly. Of course I love you. I'm going to look at an image, which I have to queue up right now, and for some reason my computer is doing something weird. Oh, I'm caught up. Amber's caught up. LOL. She's laughing her ass off. Thank you, Amber, for being here. Hey, drop something you had if you can. I know you already dropped it at Bill's, but I'll put it up there anyway, because fuck it. Maybe you'll do it. I got to find the damn image. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, hang on. I know what the image is, but I kind of want to look at it. Okay, the way the final game of the night, guys, works is What's It with Brian. I'm going to look at an image. The image is disturbing. It's weird. You're going to ask yes, no questions. From here on out, we're only talking yes, no. One of you by now is going blue cow. Good night, Ferris One. Everybody give a lot of love to Ferris One, my mod, who has to go to sleep because she has report back to the joint tomorrow. She's only on work release, guys. She only works for me. She committed a crime. She knows what she did. She knows what she did. Right, Ferris One? You know, you had the choice. You didn't have to do that. I'm currently looking at an image, ladies and gentlemen. You can ask me yes, no questions about said image. I will answer yes and no. Please look at the chat as you ask your questions. Kelly Rose got to Blue Cow the fastest she could. Do not try to duplicate questions if you don't have to. Okay, try to ask fresh ones. Whoever puts the entire thing together, and don't worry, I'm pretty good at hosting these kind of streams. I'll know when you're getting very goddamn close to the end. I'll let you know. And one of you will win $10 of Starbucks coffee, human or not. That's not a yes, no question. So, but to help you out there, T-Bone Mama, you said human. And I'll say, oh shit, God damn it. Here I was going to use T-Bone Mama. I was about to use you to teach a very valuable lesson on how yes, no questions work. And then I realized I really can't. So the answer is yes. Okay, T-Bone Mama. Humanoid to Kelly Rose. Also, yes. Animal, yes. Stephanie Burnett, is it? I'm lurking. It was a grand entrance. Okay. Is the picture a living thing? Yes. Okay. Me want cough. Well, then fucking play the game. Don't just scream coffee. So back to T-Bone Mama's question, just so you know. They asked, you said mama, so I assume you're a woman. Human or not? And I went, yes. Okay. From here on out, though, they need to be yes, no questions. Is it bipedal? No. Is the humanoid still alive? Yes. That's Floodburger. And I'll always say the name of the person that asked the question so you know that I heard you. Okay. This is the part of the show I can relax. My glasses are on. I can see what you're saying. Does it have feathers? No. Look at that. Scotty, who's played the game before, who knows, like, let's get birds out of the equation. I didn't say it wasn't a bird. I'm just saying that could help. Wait, I ask questions? Yes, Dan Kavanaugh. God damn it, Dan. It's like 20 questions. Is it male? Yes, it is. Thank you, T-Bone Mama. I was about to say irrelevant, but it's not irrelevant. Can it fly? No. No, that was Scotty. Oh, man, you guys are going faster. Is a living thing a carnivore? Shit, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm going to say no. Is there more than one subject in the image? No. The image you're looking at, there's one thing. Is it a chimera? Dr. Moth, I think I know what chimera means, but I'm not sure. So you have to rephrase that. I think it means something that's evolving to something else. Does it have fur? That sniper Kaboo? No. T-Bone Mama says, is it an actor? No. It's the human aspect is not famous. How big is its nose? Human-sized. Dan, if you're not going to play the game, can it produce milk? I got to shrink this down because you guys are talking very fast, and I love it. That's too small. Okay, and then what do I have to do? I have to go like this and then go bang? Okay, there we go. I think I just figured it out. Is it an actor? I said no to that. Oh, I'm behind. I'm sorry. Also, can it produce milk? No, that's Scotty. Is it a quadruped? No, that's Kelly Rose. Floodburger says, can the subject of the picture, you can just say, can the thing. Oh, shit. Picture, speak a coherent language. Floodburger, I'm going to say yes. And terrifyingly so, Floodburger. Is it made of more than one thing? Animal, human, variety. Dr. Moth, yes. Oh, shit. There's a lot of people here right now, so I got to figure that out. If it stood next to the actual subject of the image, would it be taller than me? It would not be taller than you's hat size. That's a good question, by the way. The last two questions, very good that I answered. Dr. Moth, human, animal variety? Yes. Okay. And then Hat Size asked if I stood next to it, would it be taller than me? In other words, how big is it? And I said no. Kavanaugh, can it produce children? I assume so. Bill Larkin, is it showing teeth? No. Is Kelly Rose part human, part lion? No, but that was a bit of a leap over getting to there. Does it have fangs? It appears not. No. Is it a centaur? Great guess. No. Is it part goat? Also good guess. No. Would Captain Kirk try to have sex with the thing? No. Does it have hair? Yes. Dan Kavanaugh, gay? I don't know if it's gay. Are you gay? I don't know. Maybe. Is it a puppeteer? I don't know what the fuck that means. Is it a puppeteer? No, to answer the question. That was weird. Oh, that's Princess Persnick. Why are you persnickety? Clothes or not? That's Kavanaugh. Well, then come on, phrase it right, Dan. Does it look more soft than hard? All right, what are we talking about, guys? What's happening right now in our lives? I can't answer that the way phrased, Dr. Moth. Floodburger, would it be something someone dresses at a Ren fair? No. No. Does it have hooves? No, that's Scotty. Kelly Rose, is it a mix of multiple animals? Yes, Kelly, we kind of established that. Princess Perstickety, depends on my mood. All right, if I got an answer to that. Fucking I was waiting for an answer to that. Is it wearing clothes? It is. Yes. Is it a Ninja Turtle? No. But good question, Dr. Moth. By the way, this is Bad Advice with Brian. Last game of the night. We're playing What's It with Brian. I'm looking at an image. If you just joined us, you can ask a yes/no question. And if you figure out what this image is first, you win $10 of Starbucks coffee or snacks or weird pretentious water. Is it a cosplay? No. Does it appear in popular media? It does not. T-Bone Mama. Is it mythological? I'm helping you guys. I'm doing this and I'm going, no. Meaning that no, it's like, I know where you're going, Mama, and I'm saying no, but I'm going like that. Does that help? Is it from a cartoon? No. Does it have horns? That's Hat Size? No. Is it wearing armor? Ooh, shit. Fuck. Sort of. Is it part rat? Says Stephanie Burnington. No. Is it a sphinx? No. Is it a zodiac sign? Says Sniper _CBU. I know where he goes to school. No. Wait, hang on. No, it's not. I had to think about it for a second. Is it an armadillo? No. Is it a mandrake? No. You guys are on the right course. We're currently, I'll sum up people that just joined us. We're looking at an image of a thing that's part human, part animal. And it looks like you're only trying to figure out the animal at this point. And right now you're just guessing random animals without trying to narrow it down. And that's fine. I'll answer your question. Mandrake. No, it's not that weird plant from Harry Potter. It's not a cat. It's not a feline. Is it in a movie? It is not. That was Scotty. T-Bone Mama. Is it an owl adlet? I'll say no because I don't know what the fuck that is. Something to do with water, says Dan. No, I don't think so. Is it a mermaid? No, but great guess. Get that out of the way, right? Are you looking at the picture of a baby monkey riding backwards on a pig? I am not, Floodburger. Is it a minotaur? That's the second time that was asked. The answer is still no. Wait, no, it's yes now. No, it's no. It's no. I'm fucking with you. How much more time do we have? Okay, I got to wrap up in about 10 minutes. Maybe there will not be another winner tonight of Starbucks coffee coming straight to your house. I can make a Dunkin' coffee, but I think most people live near a Starbucks, right? Does it have legs? No. Kelly Rose, no. I'm looking at an image. Is it Greek? Is the animal that you might find in a zoo in North America? No. Yeah. Floodburger's trying to narrow down the animal, and I appreciate that. Is it Greek? No. Is it a rabbit man? No. That's good. Is it Medusa? No, but good. Is it part snake? No, but very good. That's Stephanie Burnett. Did fucking end your name. By the way, her screen name is that because of me. I'm so proud of that. Would we find it in the U.S.? You mean find it meaning the animal? Dr. Moth, I'm going to let you get away with that. The answer, I know it is. The answer is yes, but you got to be a little more clear next time. Is it a human chimpanzee? No. By the way, that was T-Bone Mama. Floodburger 553 says, is it based on an amphibian? No, I don't know. Does it have a tongue? Yes, the creature has a tongue. Is it a funny picture? Dan, it's an extremely funny and very disturbing picture. And I warned you guys, this is nightmare fuel tonight. I'm sorry, it just is. Don't worry, not bloody monster nightmare fuel. More like, oh, fuck, that's still in my head, nightmare fuel. Nutella with a G. It's not made of hazelnut. Does it have long hair, says Princess Persnickety. I love your name. The answer is no, Persnickety. I'm going to answer you that same way. Princess, whenever you talk, I'm going to answer you no, because I'm going to be Persnickety too. Floodburger. Is the picture a meme? It might be, but that's not why I chose it. So I'm going to say no. Does it have fins? No. Right now, guys, you're only trying to figure out what the other half of the human/animal thing is. And once you figure that out, whoever says those two things together, and that is a rule of the game, you're going to say it as a human. Okay? Whoever figures out the is going to win the game. And don't forget how these games works. Whichever one comes to my eyes first wins. I know the internet is weird. I hit enter, and then they hit enter. I don't know who got there first. That's how it works. Okay. I said no legs. I did say that, 70 Burnett, but it's still part human. Princess Persnickety says, does it have hair? No. See, I'm still doing it. And I've already answered that. Gecko Mangator. No. Is it a human? Llama? No. Is the creature man bear pig? No, Dr. Moth. Is the animal part something that can stay underwater for 20 minutes? Jesus, you already asked me if it's an amphibian. The answer is, I don't know. Floodburger, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Snake Man, Sniper _CBU. I know where they go to school. No, I honestly don't. CBU looks like a college. Central Bucolic University. Sniper, I don't know where you go to school. But apparently you're a sniper. So I'll duck a lot near you. Is the creature a Yeti? No. How much more time do we have? I'm putting a clock on it, guys. I'm going to say 5 more minutes. Is it alien? Nope. Scotty, does it breathe? Yes. Is it a human pig? No. Is the animal part good and with... Is the animal part good with human company? First of all, Princess Persnickety, I want to go to every fucking party you ever host forever. If this is the way your brain works, I'm there. I don't care where you live. I will fly to your house. And I have no idea how to answer that question, so I'll say no. Floodburger, does Disney own this creature? Oh, I see what you're saying. No. Can I eat this creature legally? Dr. Moth, yes. Ooh, out of nowhere, an answer that had a little shit going on. Does it have antlers? It does not. Pick me up. I will not, Dan. I'll pick you up for the party. Yes, yes. I'll fly to where you live, then wherever Princess Persnickety lives. And Dan and I will hang out at the party where Princess Persnickety has animals that are okay with human, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know. An eyes wide shut thing going on there. It was Bad Advice with Brian, guys. The Monday night show. We do a show on Wednesday called Beer and Songs with Brian. Come on out. It's like this, only with a guitar and more shenanigans. Hope you have a good time. Does the creature appear in a movie? Yes. I just thought a movie where it does. Guys, if I were you, I'd think more zoologically. Let's narrow down this damn creature, shall we? Shall we? And I'm going to do research so I can answer correctly, because I just realized I'm not sure I can answer questions about this creature. So I'm bringing it up. There we go. I just brought it up. There it is. Wikipedia. Okay, there we go. Is a creature a gingerbread man? No. Dan, is it a dolphin? No. Sniper CBU, is it a slee stack? No. Land of the Lost, chill the hell out. Is it Aquaman? No. But I wouldn't mind if it were. Was it in the Marvel movie? No, Scotty. Go back to T-Bone Mama's question. I know where you guys were going. Chill the fuck out. I'm looking at the image, ladies. If you just joined us, guys, I know you do. I'm sure you do. Is it used to promote a business? The animal? I can't answer that until you put the image I'm looking at is no. Is the creature aggressive, attack people in the movie it appears in? No. I think at Floodberg you're going for like a shark or something. Is it fish related? Says Kelly. No. You could have just said fish. Why related? I would have said yes or no. Will a face palm? When I get the answer? I don't know, Dr. Moth. You don't have it yet. This is an otter. And the answer is no, it's not an otter. Is the shape of water creature man? No. Is it? Okay, good. Okay, Floodburger, good question. I get what you did there. Very cool. Guys, if you just joined us, we're playing What's It with Brian, the last part of Bad Advice Brian, which is usually Mondays on Patreon, but every Monday at the top of the month, we do one for the Gen Pop. So if you're watching the show and you're not my Patreon, that's the only reason you're here. Otherwise, this is private. This is not for you. But welcome. We're glad you're here. I'm trying to be a dick about it. I'm sorry. Does the animal have a tail, says Princess Persnickety? The answer is no. So I'm still doing it. I'm doing the joke. Is it in a Star Wars movie? You mean the animal? The answer is no, and no if the thing combined. Does it eat nuts? No. Is it a worm? No. T-Bone Mama, is it a human and lamb? No. Boy, guys, you guys ever narrow down on the human, that's all the animal, that's all you need, but you keep going off. I don't know why. I'm trying to help you. Choose animals and try to, mammal, fish, insect, bird. Get it? Fucking, I don't know. Is it the Sam word from Doom? No. Would the creature appear in a horror movie? Irrelevant, because of course it could. Bill showed up suddenly. You were away for a while. Is it a hamster? No. Does the animal wear clothes when in mixed company? No. Bill, is your audience always this weird? They're fucking brilliant, and I love them, but they're lovely weird. Beetlejuice, animal that's not a snake and has no legs or fins. That's right, Stephanie Burnington did, and I'm right. Do a deeper dive. Okay, I'm choosing 5 minutes. Is it a manatee? No. You got to put it all together. It's our signature. I know it is, Bill. You and me both, bro. We have the weirdest audience. Amber J72, you're saying yes. Okay, sorry, I thought you were asking a question. Is it a centaur? We already asked that. So, and you're still persnickety, so I'll say no. Guys, I'm looking at the image of an animal / human thing. And you guys have the human part. You figure that out pretty quickly. You don't know the animal part, and I'm giving you guys 5 minutes. It's currently 7:34, Los Angeles, California. I'll give you 6. Go to 7:40. 6 minutes. And afterwards, Bill, get ready. I'm going to throw it back to you. Day or night. What the fuck does that mean? Man-worm. No. Ooh, what did he just do? I don't know what he just did. He just said no in a weird way. Ooh, why did Brian say no in such a strange way when one other person brought a worm into it? Is the animal part an insect? No, the animal's not an insect. Is the animal taken from the film it was in? Get the fuck off the film it was in, Floodberg. I don't know why you're on that. I'm going to say no to that. Is it a man cow? That'd be fucking great, but it's not. I said work, you said no. I don't know what you're talking about there, Stephanie. Oh my, it's a human centipede. It is not, Floodberger, but nice try. Worm, yes, you already said that, but that's still not the answer. But from here on out, you guys might want to start putting it all together. Because we played this game before where somebody got the animal and just said the animal, but didn't slap it with the human, and they didn't win the game because I'm very strict. That's why I have a giant fucking candle. Is it a snake Bliskin? First of all, Dan, funniest answer tonight. Very funny. Fun hat. Bill's playing. Is it a bird? No. Not a bird, Bill. I went yes when somebody said worm, which implies Bill, just a little advice between fellow streamers. When you do games, understand the audience is probably drunk, and they're funny, and they're weird people, and they're going to say some weird shit. So if you do we're going to play a game where I do a song, and okay, keep that in mind. Was it in Men in Black? No, Scotty. Plane? See, there you go. Bill, look what Dan, plane. Where does plane come from? What the fuck does that have to do with animals, Dan? God damn it, I still love you. But Jesus, Dan. Thank you, Bill. I know you do. Bill and I mean this with love, guys. You guys are awesome. And thank you for letting me and Bill into your lives to entertain you. By the way, what happened in the football game? Who's winning right now? I'll recycle the page. Oh, Michigan's up 20-13. Okay. Guys, we're running out of time here. Until I see the answer, only way to watch Bill is to be drunk. I agree, Tuba Dudes. Tuba Dudes, when Bill and I were in Comedy Sports Orlando together, whenever he was on stage, I was drinking fucking constantly. Is it a snail man? Who just said that? Midnight Hat Size just said, is it a snail man? The answer, Hat Size, is yes, goddammit, it is a snail man. And yes, Tuba Dudes, I drank constantly whenever Bill was on stage. Because he wasn't good. I'm joking. Of course, he was fucking brilliant. I'm making a joke. Guys, where the hell is it? Still don't know how to work my goddamn screen. Bill Larkin was hilarious in the comedy troupe, and he knows that, and I love him. That is a snail man. So wait, who was that? Fuck, oh shit, I'm cussing a lot tonight. I'm so sorry. That was Hat Size. Steve. His name is not Steve. People that are new to my show, if you watch I don't know if Bill does this, but I give people nicknames at the show, and for some reason Midnight Hat Size nickname is Steve. We don't know how it happened. I did mention Armor earlier. Yes, I did. Good job. Okay, and I'm right? I get the goddamn where the hell it is. That's Nightmare Fuel, right? You might watch the football game tonight. You watched Bill. You watched me, right? You entertained yourself with shit. But maybe you're watching the replay of the Golden Globes, where I'm pretty sure my wife and daughter are inside. But this is going to be your dream tonight. And here's the problem with this. Before I do bad advice, I have to come up with a weird image every Monday. My search history, and no, I did not search human snail hybrid, but I don't want to tell you what words I typed in to get here, because that's freaking worse. Dan, you cannot have the 10 minutes of your life back. It was freaking hilarious. We had a good time. And Dan especially, I thank you for being here, buddy. It's great to see you here. And I want, get rid of that. I want to thank all you guys for joining us. You guys that came over from Bill, welcome aboard. I'm going to do a show on, that's the wrong graphic. Oh, shit, that's called Beer and Songs with Brian. Come over and see me. I'm on Bill. We'll talk. We overlap like an hour. We'll talk. Bill and I are buddies. We're both Twitch people. We overlap. Maybe we'll work it out. It'll be like the Bill and Brian 4 hours of power. And because you're in the Central Time Zone, I'm the what. You got to start first, Bill. So I'll follow you. So you lead into me. We'll talk about it, Bill. We'll talk about it. Okay, so Hat Size, you just won that game. I forgot who won the trivia game. I'm sorry. Those people messaged me at Brian, Facebook. Okay, Bill, at facebook.com/Brian Live. You can message me there and you'll get your $10 Starbucks gift card. Going forward, you might see my buddy Bill do wonderful comedy music. Go check him out. Bill, drop your bona fides into the chat before I wrap things up here. Your website, whatever it is. I win trivia. Floodburger win trivia. Tali approves. Thank you, Tali. But I want Bill to promote himself here with my audience. So Bill, go ahead and drop your shit in before I wrap things up. Mazel tov to all the winners. Thank you. And l'chaim to you, Princess Persnickety. I'm going to keep doing that until I meet you face to face. And I'll probably do it again. There it is, guys. It's all at BillLarkinMusic.com. If you go to Cameo, he will actually sing a song for you that'll offend your uncle. Am I right about that, Bill? I'm right now because I just put it out there. You go to Cameo, you hire Bill Larkin Music to sing you a happy birthday song that somehow will involve a mention of a person's taint. for 20, I don't know what you charge on Cameo, Bill. For $50, Bill will sing happy birthday to you and then somehow bring your taint into it. I've decided that, Bill. You don't have to do what the fuck you want. It's great having you guys here. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Drop something in the hat if you can. PayPal.me/BruinChat. Venmo, use BruinChat.com. Zelle, BrianHBrianRComedy.com. Next time I'll see you guys is Wednesday after, well, I'm on, Bill and I will talk. We overlap a little bit, but I'm on at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and I go to 8 Pacific, doing beer and songs with Brian. It's similar to Bill's show where he's talented and improvises songs, except I have a guitar and I'm not as talented and I'm heavily drinking. Right, Bill? I think I just explained our shows pretty well. And Dan, it's great to see you, buddy. And all the lovely friends out there, thank you so much for watching my show. My name is Brian. This has been a rare public appearance of Bad Advice with Brian here on Twitch. If you want to follow this kind of insanity going forward, please join us over on Patreon. You've been great. I've enjoyed entertaining you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night, everybody.